I promise this is really important. We've gotta take care of this. Oh man, that mac and cheese. That mac and cheese. It's in here, man. It's in here. I need to finish making this. This is imperative. Look how fucking jacked I look in this lighting. When I smush my arms together. What am I doing? I need to not the lasso tool. I need like a selection tool. This thing, pen. We do pen. Let's cut ourselves out real quick. 1, 2, 3. Got to make sure we get the little bit of muscle we've been building over the course of 82 years. Look at that. We'll get the gaming chair too. I think that just makes things simpler. It's an easier path to follow. Should probably zoom in a little bit more. We gotta get the pixels. So you can turn on like a special smoothness for this. What is this? Who's this? My wife send me things. And then we turn this on. Very nice. Let's not open that. Beautiful. Can't make you dab, can't do posture chat. I'll just highlight instead. Is that a thing we can do? Hey, thanks man, I appreciate it. I'm not opposed to adding the dab back actually. Maybe that's a moves, but like adding the dab back, if we're doing like World v World, that'll actually be pretty funny. Like I can't actually play until I finish the dabs, and if someone like Breathe Deeper or a consistent viewer like yourself really wanted to, they could 100% just, I mean, it's not like I'm that good at World v World anyways, but like certainly another disadvantage. Hey, I've been watching you for 10 hours. Here's 1,000 dabs. That'd be funny. Yeah, maybe we'll run that. I'm down. I'm not opposed. Sorry, I'm just gonna finish this real quick. Like, I need a consistent YouTube thumbnail that I use. Oh, meaty tricep on this one. Sheesh. We'll come all the way back around, and then we'll make selection, anti-alias, copy paste, paste, do that, remove the background, and now we're there, screaming with Guild Wars 2. Wonderful. Maybe we'll swap this around a little bit, because this is actually already a flipped image. So maybe we'll select this and right click it. I can't. Can I flip it backwards? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Jesters? Jahorny, are y'all having a fantastic day? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. Let's flip horizontally. I don't want to like... The point of this was to like scream and make it like big and noticeable. So I guess over here is the moves, even though the placement is a little sus. We'll add a little bit of highlight around this as well. So we can go here and we can go to blending options, and then we can add some bevel. Bevel's alright. I don't love bevel. We can add some glowing stroke though, or like an outer glow. Do that. Look at that. That's gonna look absurd. 50 points. I don't think the outer glow is actually working. We can make ourselves a gradient. I just woke up. The typhoon is gone, but the rain still remains. Hey, you know, as everyone says, we needed that rain. Also, yeah, what level's your guardian now, man? That's fantastic. Always love seeing some guardians being leveled. We do be guardian mains. All right. I think outer glow should be fine. I don't love the color of this gradient though, so we're gonna select like the darker part of the Guild Wars and then the lighter part of the Guild Wars. Can I not do that? Ah, how dare you. How dare you. That works. Can we turn on the opacity? Up the noise? There we go. What the hell is happening? I actually hate that. That looks horrible. Only level 31. I wasn't really playing most of this week, doing my level 20 quest at the moment. Hell yeah, dude. Love to hear it. Let's up the spread, lower the opacity. It's just disappeared now. What have I done? Oh, I unchecked it. I think we'll probably do this instead. We'll do a smaller stroke. And then we'll make it like this color. And then we'll make it more opaque. And then that'll... Maybe we won't make it opaque. I don't know. I haven't done this in quite a while, and I forget what looks good. Interglow is not horrible. Actually, Interglow is probably pretty good. We take that. It's very difficult to see that Interglow, though, so let's make this, yeah, a little orange. And then increase the spread a little bit. That's fine. Look at that. And maybe we'll add some nice text. My spec into Firebrand once I get there in this hero, I was messing with my NG doing some PvP stuff and trying to get some buddies into this game. Hell yeah, dude. We'd love to hear it. Heck yeah, leveling will come easy. Don't sweat it. Yeah, for absolutely, man. It's fantastic. This is looking great. We'll add some text now. Is there a text button? This is the text button. It's all invisible. Time a play. And now we're going to select this, and we're going to make the text color like this red, I think. Fantastic. And we're going to increase this to like 120 pixels. And then we're going to need to make it look cooler than that. Because why is it like that? Because that's some... I'm not a huge fan of that font. We need to get some cool fonts. Are there any cool fonts that won't look horrible on a thumbnail? The answer is probably no. I don't think we need the text, honestly. This is just a dude screaming. It's a dude screaming. What more do you need? This is all you want in your stream. You just want entertainment. We don't even need to have that much arm in there. Alright, perfect. Now we're gonna export this as a PNG. And we're gonna fucking save it with the highest quality possible. And we have our image, and we have our thumbnail for this stream. And now we can actually play this game. I do want to keep watching Sumo, but I'm not going to. For you beautiful people. We're gonna hop back onto Time A Play. And it's gonna be a good time. I'm very excited for this. Eventually, once we finish our personal story, I don't know, I've heard some really good things about Firebrand as well. I haven't messed around with Firebrand too much though. So maybe the schmooze is to check it out in PvP one of these days. That is something that I haven't done very much since I came back into Guild Wars, which is doing some actual not ranked PvP, but just queuing up for some PvP other than World v World. Different game modes, right? So I would be interested in checking that out at some point. I just need to play around with some builds, get used to see what weapons fit my playstyle and whatnot. We gotta wish the guild a good night. I hope everyone's having a good night. It is a good day. Today is a good day. GitHub Actions was down for an absurd amount of time. That is not something we love seeing. Firebrand is fun, especially if you want to play Holy Fire Paladin style class fantasy. That's fucking sick. Times New Roman need death metal font. See, okay, that's actually a great idea because I don't know what the death metal fonts are, but no, that's a fantastic idea. I do love not being able to read the text. Are we going back into Photopea just to do it? I think we are. We got to figure out what death metal fonts there are, though. Start using Photopea. All right, we've swapped back. This is still Guild Wars 2 technically, because we're doing this, but now we need to add some death metal fonts. Dude, that's such a good fucking idea. You are a genius. Times New Roman isn't horrible. Waha Impact. I gotta check that out. What the fuck is that? Time A Play. Same deal. We want to change the font color to one of these reds. Something a bit more striking, I think. Something a bit lighter than this, just a tad. Think that works. Make the size, I don't know, let's do 145 this time. And then, yeah, let's find some death metal fonts. You can also use Firebrand as a healer. Impact is used in many font memes. I've seen Impact used. I think it has a very striking style. It certainly stands out a lot. But I think I like the idea of having that death metal font where, like, you can't read anything. I just don't know what that font style is called. I suppose there's a lot of font styles. We could speed run this, right? I totally saw stuff in there that was death metal. We might have to download a font and load it. This one's pretty illegible, but it's not that death metal style we want. I'll stop by Impact on the way up if I don't see a death metal one down here. Let's just look up death metal font. Scourge, Picky Side. Ooh, these are pretty good. This one, Mask Down. That is the one. Mask. We don't have it. We're gonna have to download Mask Down. It's free for personal use. This is personal use. Let's move this over here. That's the wrong download folder. Come on, brother. Where are you at? Mask Down font. Hey, we got it. We got it. Mask Down #1. Let's go! Alright. Let's make this very large and crazy. What the hell? Support Photopea. I don't have sides anymore. No! Where are my layers? Where are my layers? I don't have any ad blocking. Please. Oh, there's no layers. It's just this. Let's go back to text. We're gonna increase the text size a little bit more, maybe like 165. Yes, fantastic. Now, the other important thing for this is we probably need to raise the brightness a little bit more. Yeah, like that. And then I don't think we can actually do like any blending options or anything, if I'm not mistaken. I was hoping we could add like a drop shadow to this or something. Edit. Transform. Image. Adjustments. Shadows / highlights. Let's resterize. I don't think we can do anything to this. So we're just gonna leave it. This is fantastic. Maybe we make the text even bigger. Maybe we go straight 200. I forgot to select it. I've made a mistake. I don't know how to get back to that font now that I've done this. Help me. Okay, I selected this. I go to text. I do size 200. All right. Oh my god. All right. So now I like this one. We'll delete this one. Can I select it and delete it? Yeah, there we go. I think this might be a little too big. Oh, we could double click it. All right, sick. Let's do 185. Now, let's do let's do something else. Let's do 165 was probably fine. And we can stroke it. Let's go. That's what we want. We probably want like a 4-pixel stroke. I don't use pixels. I use rems. That's a little too much. We're probably gonna do like a 2. 2's perfect. And now we gotta move it. Oh my god, it's fucking illegible. We're gonna have to bring this down just a little bit more. I think we're going back to 145. Maybe 125 is the moves. All these text size. I think we're good. I'm not convinced that's actually anything. It wasn't. It was just one fucking letter. What the fuck was that? How did that happen? Alright, we're going back up to 165. All I see is strokes and no letters. Oh yeah, my bad. You can't really see that. I think that's fine. This does indeed say time may play. I think we might add this to the top left a little bit. I don't want to cover up Guild Wars necessarily, so maybe we'll bring this back down to like 145. Yeah, and this is like a watermark. In one corner, it's me screaming, in the other, it's not. It'd be nice if we could actually do a little bit of... Ooh, that's very brown. Think that works? Look at that. Beautiful. That is striking as hell. Thank you for the death metal font idea. I haven't really brought my new infatuation with death metal into my creatives quite yet. So this is a good first opportunity by making an absolutely fucking insane thing. I love me some illegible letters, absolutely. Hold on, I gotta read chat. I'm falling behind. I apologize. I gotta read chat as soon as I update this thumbnail, because let's be honest, this is way better than before. You actually can't see the text. I think I need to make it bigger. Nah, they're not gonna be able to figure out what it is. That's fine. I just think it's funny looking. That's all that matters. All right, let me pull up Strum so I can actually read chat, because I can't catch up on chat with the chat size I have right now. Twitch. Beautiful. Fantastic. I can't see the fucking history. All right, we're going back. We're scrolling down. We're catching up. Death metal font, Firebrand. That Holy Paladin style class does sound like fun. I don't know if I want to play a healer straight up though. I'm happy bringing utility, but I don't want to play a healer. It's just not my style. I'm kind of thinking about rolling a Firebrand to trying to Warhammer Zealot kind of look. That seems sick as fuck. Hearing the Chainsword from Time May Play made me think of it. The Chainsword is a lot of fun, dude. I'm really enjoying it. Have you heard of a metal band called Party Cannon? I have not. I will have to check it out. Let me add a reminder in the Discord to look for Party Cannon. I love it so much. It's peak. It's so beautiful. Thank you. All I see is strokes and no letters. Exactly. It's an artistic representation of our souls. In one corner, it's you screaming. In the other, it's the name that you're screaming. You should look up Scar Productions. He does some neat Guild Wars 2's cover songs. All right. We're adding some reminders for me in the general chat, in Guild Wars 2 chat. One's Guild Wars 2 chat because it's specifically that, and the other one is going to be in Bangers because the only thing I've posted in there is a yodel techno mix that I came across, which was fucking bussin'. If you haven't heard that, go check it out. We're going to go check out, what is the other thing? Illegible letters, Party Cannon. I'm just adding these as reminders, and then I'll edit them and replace them with what we're looking for. Sick. All right, give me 2 seconds. I gotta swap over here real quick. My legs are destroyed from leg day. My voice is destroyed from speaking, but today was a good day at work, and tomorrow's Friday, which is fucking fantastic. The week has passed by very quickly. We fucking love to see it. Today was the first day I've hit, not the first leg day I've hit in a while, but it is the, it's the first time, I squatted pretty heavy today, actually. Last time I squatted, I did like 225 for 3 sets of 5, or 255, then 225 for some sets of 5. Today, we did 345 for 3 sets of 3, which felt pretty solid. Or it was 315 for a set of 3, and then 345 for 2 sets of 3. So that felt really solid. I felt like I was able to get to depth pretty well as well. And then we did hack squat, and I haven't done hack squat literally in 6 years. And leg press, I also haven't done probably in about 6 years. And my legs are destroyed. I only have garage gym, so I don't really hit quad isolation all that often, and it's fucking me up. The metal text dilemma. How big? How chaotic can I make it before it looks like leather cracking? I feel like leather cracking is exactly the kind of look you want. This week passed by too quickly. OTL. My civil service exam is the day after tomorrow for me. Well, it sounds like you won't be worlding today because, my friend, you must study for your civil service exam because you're gonna nail it. I believe it. I believe in you. I know you've been working hard and you know that you need to study the math a little bit more, and I'm confident that you've been working on that. And I'm confident that you're gonna fucking nail this test. So, unless you've been studying nonstop the past couple of days, which maybe you haven't because of the typhoon, or maybe you have because of the typhoon, and you need a rest day today for your mental health, you should, I'm telling you, you should work on that. I see pendulum squat. I see pendulum squat. I'm gonna read that in a second. The pendulum squat is like one step up from a fucking, what squat did we do today? It's an isolation, quad isolation. You're on a sled, kind of, at an angle. You're squatting. I said it earlier. Okay, I think I'm just stroking out. I'm stroking out like the letters in my thumbnail. Okie dokie. I should make merch for funsies. Hold on, my wife texted me. My wife texted. I'm sorry, honey bun. I hope your stomach feels better. Yeah, you heard me say that. Here, the what's it called? The pendulum squat for the first time in 5 years and forgot how crazy different it feels? Yeah, dude. Pendulum squat is built different. That is where you got to put your ego aside and just be like, yep, I don't think we need to put on that much weight. You know, I think as long as we get this stretch and get through these next couple sets, everything's going to be fine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't have any salvage kits. I do have salvage kits. This is going to be a difficult one. What the fuck is salvage sack? Please don't salvage my sack. I need it. Alright, what the fuck are we doing? My inventory is so full, this is bad. Hey, we got some spirit shards. Yay. Hey, we got this thing. Yay. We put this up. Yay, look at that. Encumbered. Pendulum squat's built different. It's a different squat. What the fuck kind of machine is it? It's gonna eat at me forever. Squat machines. Hack squat. We had hack squat today. Yes, thank you, Jester's Lullaby. The second it came to my head, came to your head. Yeah, I hit hack squat, and then it was squat, straight into hack squat, straight into leg press. Hack squat, we had, I think the sled's 105, and we had 45s on each side. So that's 285. And we were doing that for like sets of 5. And that right after heavy squats was pretty horrible. And then we went over to leg press, and I think we did 5 plates on each side with a 167 pound sled, which is 167.5 plus 450. So like 600-ish pounds. Not too bad. Do you have Mystic Forge Stones? I think I probably do have Mystic Forge Stones. And I think it's probably time I take care of them and get some stuff going with them. What I should probably do even better though is God help me fucking fix my inventory. Added the game Vode, so it's copy pasting your game chat. Send it and you'll see what I mean. Oh, it's a game code. I see. Is this regex? I don't think I have any in here. But I might have some on my other character that I've been playing a little bit more. Here's what I'm going to do. I've got 51 bags of loot. I desperately need... I'm going to delete this. I need to desperately get some stuff to disenchant stuff. I'm going to do that real quick because the inventory management is the best part of this game. So we need to do some salvage kits. We're going to do some... I guess we don't have blues. We're going to take care of some greens. We're gonna take all inventories full. Fantastic. There's nothing I can do about this. Oh my god. This is horrible. What do I do with all these extra crafting materials? I never thought that they would be full. Do you normally strength train or have you done any hypertrophy? Hypertrophy I'll usually save for the smaller muscle groups. I'll do like sets of 8+. I consider 8+ hypertrophy in my brain for accessories and whatnot. And then I like to stick to 3 to 5, 3 to 8 for main strength movements. So the program I have right now, it's just a classic 5-3-1. The goal by the end of the year is 600 pounds for deadlift, potentially 500 pounds for squat. I think we're pretty far away from that. I could probably ink out a 405 single right now, maybe a double, but I don't think it'll be to depth with the best form, and that's ideally what we want. What is this? Level a crafter, and then use those materials for your crafting. Now! All right, let me go find a... Hold on. I just saw some luck. I saw some stuff I can consume in here. Luck. Look at that. We're so fucking back. Look at that, baby. Look at that. And now we can put that stuff up. Is there other stuff that we have that we can get rid of? This yellow gelatin flower. Or if you have an elderwood, have elderwood, just send them to my main. All elderwood donations accepted. Hey, I do. Oops, nope, that's not what we want to do. We want to give it to our boy Troy. Addis Popos. Can I see scent stuff? Vimeo. This guy? Is that how you say it? Nice. Nice. This is not Addis. This is Vimeo. This is our boy Vimeo. Vimeo. That's my EU main. Sick. Unable to find recipient. Do I have to do like EU Vimeo? Bum. Why am I so hungry? I need it for the Claw of Khan-Ur. What the hell is the Claw of Khan-Ur? Alright, need my EU name tag. Hold on. Alright, I'm waiting for you. So I can offload all this elderwood lugs. I'll send it to you in a second. Let's see if we can disenchant some more stuff. Beautiful. Alright, everything's just falling into place. That's a legendary dagger? Sick. Love to hear it. Oh, we've got so much stuff. Alright, fantastic. We're out of fucking things to salvage. A single-use dungeon portal scroll, that's fine. We need to go... I'm gonna go to the place I know has stuff. For what I'm looking for, and that's... any of these spawn points. Someone commented, Drench in Nutella is one of the dark art spells for sure. That's funny. The Claw of Ur item code. Thank you very much, sir. I'll take that. Let's look at this. Let's look at this sick ass shit. Whoa. That's a dagger? That is a crazy dagger. Hey, I got you. Can I add you as friend? I'm gonna add you as friend and make it easier for me to add you. It won't let me add you. What a sad situation. Alright, let's find our elderwood. Claw also changes your footsteps, and yes, sick. I think I might have sent you a friend request. Or maybe I didn't. Alright, let's mail item to... sent. Unable to find recipient, because I didn't copy the whole thing. Yay, look at that. What a cool little thing. Alright, now let me try adding you with the correct fucking name. And it worked. Fantastic. Alright, I'll check the friend login. I think you're good. Yeah, dude, we're fucking friends now. Let's go. I can invite you to party. You said we can't play with each other? Is it specifically World v World that we can't play with each other in? But other things we can? Oh, what have I done? I got more stuff. This was a mistake. I love leveling and just looking at my gear. It looked like the Walmart clearance aisle. Dude, 100%. I think especially during the earlier levels, that's part of the fun of it, man. Sometimes you end up looking pretty sick, but most of the time that is not the case whatsoever. I was about to say, I definitely need some of these yellows, but I don't. I don't, because I boosted this guy. And look at that. Now look at all these things we have.
That's valuable.
Wow. Oh, geez Louise. Jeez Louise, we opened up all sorts of stuff. Let's salvage everything again. Let's not do that. I made a mistake. Oh wait, no I didn't. Okay, cool. It didn't salvage the uncommons by default. Thank goodness. All right, we're all right. I can't do anything. I've made a mistake. I've done it again. I've accidentally filled everything up just as soon as the music went crazy. All right, I think we're out of Mystic Force stuff. This is kind of fun though. It feels like Tetris when you're doing this type of shit. I think I'm gonna have some more Elderwood for you, friend.
You break it, I break you.
WoW is the worst or the best about it. Yeah, I honestly have all sorts of gear. Before they let you transmog legendaries, I honestly held on to like my PvP gear whenever I got like challengers or anything like that. Any elite gear that I got, I held on to because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to transmog this. Even when they added that, my bank is still full of like all those precious heirlooms to me. Holy shit. We got Dapple dye, Old Jeans dye, Pastel Violet dye, Banana dye. Those are some fucking winners right there. It's weird. We can be in party chat till the high heavens, send each other things, and even invite to guild, but you can't physically be in the same map. That makes sense. The servers are hosted in different places. It's probably difficult, like, technically, to make that work. I think my wife is struggling. So I'm gonna go check on her real quick. we've returned. I must get rid of Cat, but not before I show Cat on stream. This is Miss May, the Time Witch Demon. She is kind of evil, and she doesn't like people very much, but she is my favorite cat. Whoop. Oh! What was the worst or the best about it? Mystic Salvage Kit. 5 Mystic Forge Stones, 1 stack of Rare Salvage Kit, 1 stack of... Oh, right. I keep calling those Mystic Salvage Kits, but they're not Mystic Salvage Kits. Flush down Mystic Toilet equals 250 Mystic Salvage Kits. So am I wasting money by doing what I'm doing right now? Potentially? That's okay. We're chilling. Sort of, yeah. Hello, Burchacho. What's up, Sam? How we doing? Welcome back to the stream. That's good to see you, brother. That's my boy who took me to the leg day today, and we destroyed our legs together. My fucking... I hope your walk's going well. My quads are not good. I'm going to have a bad time. I'm not going to recover well from this. It's not gonna be good. My run with the dog was not the move. Yeah, I fucking bet. We both haven't hack squatted in a long time. We went, you know, fairly heavy on leg press. We did heavy squats. Like, yeah, it wasn't the move, but that's okay. That's okay. We're here. We're alive. It was worth it because you did it. You know. Greetings. 285. 285 for hack squat. Yeah. 2 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5, something like that. I've been thinking about getting a weight vest for my walks with a dog. I would do it, dude. Don't do my mistake though, because I got a 100-pound weight vest. Because at the time I was doing a program called Building the Monolith, and it called for an 80-pound weight vest. And I was like, fuck it, I'll get a 100-pound weight vest. It'll be fine. No, it's not fine. Because you need to work your way up to that weight. You should start with like a 10 or 15 or 25-pound weight vest. Because, like, I've put hundreds of pounds on my shoulders before, but when it's just a fucking vest hanging down, your shoulders are slumping forwards, you're wearing it for an extended period of time, it's fucking horrible. There's apparently for, like, if you're doing over, like, 50 pounds, you should have some sort of metal frame to spread out the weight. And when I put on the full 100 pounds, it's horrendously painful. I feel like I'm gonna die. And the issue is, I can't even overhead press it because it's so bulky to get it on my head. I have to lay down and slide into it and then put it over my head and then like stand up. And then if I want to get it off, want to get it off, I can just lift it off. But lifting it up, it's not possible, especially with the long hair, dude. It gets stuck. It's horrible. My dog has started to get used to the runs. This motherfucker would not leave the hallway while I was digesting Subway. It's hilarious. Yeah, would recommend getting a weighted vest. Would not recommend getting a 100-pound weighted vest until you've acclimated your fucking traps to it, because it's genuinely uncomfortable. Forge in the Pact. Meet Traherne at Concordia and decide the Pact's next step. Yeah, if we walked tonight, I would not be able to enjoy my Friday. What brand did you get? Might look into getting a lighter one. Let me pull it up real quick.
Thanks, but I've been here.
Weighted vests are more expensive than you think. It's weird. So I just sprung for like something that sounded reasonable. I got Cap. And this is actually... Oh, this one's not too bad. This is fairly similar to the one I got. Here, I'm just gonna send this Amazon affiliate link. I'm gonna get banned for sending this. Reach 250 character limit. I'm gonna have to fucking send you a link shortened version of this. Give me a second. Link shortener. We'll do tiny URL. Beautiful. Long URL. Domain. I don't care about the domain. Shorten link. I don't want to verify I'm human. I can't guarantee anything. Alright, here you go. This totally not sketchy looking link. Going on a walk right now, just a step count? You're frickin' beasts. You're a freaking beast, Sam. Shaved head makes me more aerodynamic. I was looking at 50 pounds that has removable 15, so 35 without the other portion. I think even 35 pounds, I say this as someone who has deadlifted 500 and like 60 pounds. I feel like 35 pounds is going to be surprisingly heavy. Like for if you're walking a couple of miles, not just a mile, but like 3, 4, or 5, 35 pounds is going to be, I feel like it's going to be heavier than you think. It's heavier than I think, that's for sure. But I think that sounds great. I think that's probably a good enough starting point. Where the fuck are we? This looks awesome. Is this the Char area? This is the Char major city, right? That's beautiful. It's snowing over here. This is awesome. Norn. This is the Norn major city. If I talk,
You must visit more often.
it's a Tachi Uchiha. That is actually a Tachi Uchiha's voice actor. He's everywhere, man. Christian Richardson, something like that. This is the Norn major city of Horlbrak. Oh man, we like this place. We get some basil leaves over here, get some ginger root. Absolutely fucking beautiful. You know what I realized what we could just do is, if I really wanted to play through the entire personal story, I could do it. Oh right, the whole reason I'm doing the personal story on this character is so I could play through Heart of Thorns on the Elementalist for the extra lore. I kind of just want to play my Guardian though, I'm not gonna lie. I might just start playing through the personal story on my Guardian, dude. I know we talked about Sylvari superiority and whatnot. I mean, it's just like I'm walking at my starting weight. That's a good point. That is fair. You have lost a ton of weight. But that's the thing though, that weight is spread out over your body. Make a Sylvari Guardian? I can't do that. That's against my morals. The original Time A was actually a warlock who got lost in Westfall at level 35, so I deleted him. Which was fucking insane. That's absolutely insane sentence. I didn't know where I was, so I decided to delete my character and create a paladin. Because a bunch of my friends were paladins. We were the Pally Pals. It was great. How do you get lost in Westfall? I don't know, dude. I was built stupid. Hearth? I don't know, dude. I think that was one of the situations where like I left my Hearthstone in the bank, or I sold my Hearthstone for an extra copper so I could buy some chainmail or something. Norn woman? Come on. Come on. You're right. Let's go look at that. Sylvari from personal to Heart of Thorns is full lore maxing. Fuck, you're right. It is. It is 100%. But what about Norn woman? What about Norn woman? I don't know what we would make Norn woman. Maybe like a ranger? I feel like aesthetically that fits pretty well. A Mesmer? I feel like an Asura fits Mesmer better. So these outfits are kind of spicy. What the fuck? That's crazy. This woman's like 6'7". 6'7"? Thief? A thief Norn sounds kind of funny. So we already have a Revenant Char, which I think works well. A warrior, a guardian, an engine. We don't have an engineer. We don't have an engineer, a thief, a ranger, a mesmer. Yeah, those are the 3 classes, and I feel like ranger works the best of all. So give me a rundown on your character as someone who doesn't know about Guild Wars 2. All right, so my character is of one of the younger races in Tyria, called a Sylvari. A Sylvari is... They're not born. They awaken beneath the Pale Tree, which is a giant magical tree, with the knowledge gleaned from their pre-dreamed life. They're like firstborn Sylvari, secondborn Sylvari. I think we're fourthborn Sylvari, so those like different generations. They're not very old. I think they joined Tyria like 25 years ago. These noble beings travel, seeking adventure and pursuing quests. They struggle to balance curiosity, duty, magic, and mystery. Essentially, these guys are kind of like a little bit culty, because there is a sect, like the sect of Sylvari, that want to be a part of this dream, a part of this Pale Tree, because like all your experiences are shared in some form or fashion. So if you encounter something and understand how to defeat it or learn about it, and you come back to the Pale Tree, it's kind of like you're syncing with the database. your memories and experiences and emotions are shared with the pale tree. But there's also like a sect called the Nightmares Court, which is like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. Let's destroy the pale tree. We're bad guys. We're red and black, you know, like edgy colors. And yeah, so I'm not like that. I'm built different, as they say. In your dream, before you awaken, you're given visions of what you are to experience in the future, because the pale tree has like an embodiment of itself, which we call our mother. It is like a glowing, beautiful, ethereal being who has the power to like see into the future and give you like some sort of insight into the world. Wood elf type beast or druid? Kind of. Yeah. I think a druid or a ranger works well. I feel like elementalist isn't completely out of there, but they look really cool. They have some of the sickest customization options I've ever seen. They're quite tall. Let's just look at them naked because they're fucking plant people. Kind of want to remake the Engie, make them an Asura. Something about them makes me laugh. Asuras are great, dude. I like Asura. They're overconfident, but like for a reason. They're built different. Sylvari are one of the more unique races I've seen in like any MMO. They're really cool. They're not just a bear. They're not just a bigger human. They're not a cat dog. Like Char is still pretty unique, but you know, it's kind of furry coated. Sylvari are just plant people, and they've got really cool lore. And unfortunately, they're not going to be a Guild Wars 3 because Guild Wars 3 takes place many years ago. But like, yeah, the characters are pretty cool. The lore is really sick. But it's also, there's a certain like bit of naiveness, one of those words. You're naive because you're young. The experiences that you've gotten are from other Sylvari and from the dream, and as the main character, you get to kind of choose like what your beginning personal story is. For mine, I saw green knights in my dream, and that green knight ended up being a huge fucking asshole named Bersalak. He was just challenging all these people and like killing people's mates for fun. So we excommunicated him from life. We said, no, you're not allowed to live anymore. So we killed him. And then the other part of my dream was I saw a fucking dragon. And that dragon is one of the elder dragons named Zaitan, who is the elder dragon of death, but he's kind of like more like the elder dragon of undeath. He's able to rise up dead people, but he can't res Sylvari. Sylvari are immune to the effects, which is pretty sick. I always play small race, but my guardian is a human. Lalafell in Final Fantasy. Gnome or dwarf in classic WoW. Goblin in retail. Small makes the world that much bigger. That's a fantastic. That's a nice little. I like that. That's a nice little viewpoint on things. As a Sylvari thief main, I say Sylvari thief. I'm not ready to reroll yet. I was just talking about potentially playing a different character than this guy because I like thief. I like lightning bolts. I like my lightning hammer. I think this is a lot of fun. I like being able to kind of be Thor for a little bit. I like the idea of kind of being an avatar and being able to swap between fire, water, air, and earth. But I also just like smashing things as a guardian, you know? Where are we going? Meet Traherne at Concordia. This is going to take me... I gotta go all the way the fuck down here, but I'm not doing my mount because we didn't have mounts when this area was released, so it wasn't built for that. That guy's on his mount. That guy's not a real gamer. Are there any racial abilities or buffs like WoW? Yes. So in Guild Wars 2, the abilities on the left side of your bar are decided by what weapons you have equipped. So right now, I have a scepter and a dagger. If I unequip this dagger, if I unequip this dagger, I don't have these last two skills. But if I equip the dagger, I do have these last two skills. You have the ability to weapon swap. Elementalists can't do this because they can swap between elements and like see everything. These are like your main skills. If I swap weapon sets, I have completely different abilities for each of these attunements. This is something kind of specific to elementalists. In most other classes, you'll have one row for one weapon, another row for others, and you can swap between them freely in combat with like a small cooldown. Elementalists, because you have these fucking 20 abilities, you're kind of set. You're like, all right, you're going to use this one weapon set you can't swap in combat, which is fair. On the right side, you have these utility abilities, which are for utility. And as a Sylvari, I have Healing Seed, and I think that's fucking about it, dude. I have Healing Seed. That's it. I can create a Healing Seed at a target location. Maybe there's another utility skill that isn't a healing one. Yeah, I can do a Sea Turret or Grasping Vines. To be completely honest, the racial abilities aren't all that great. It really is, like, it doesn't influence you, like, whatsoever. I don't think I've ever seen a build that uses the racial utility skills. Also, I can't transmog Tauren to shit. Way too big to make everything blend together. I feel like Paladin does pretty... Some of the play classes look really solid on a Tauren. Tauren Paladin, some of those gears just look fucking awesome. What does endgame content look like? So this is an interesting game. The first time you get max level gear, it is good for the rest of the game. This isn't the highest level of gear. There's a higher level than this called Ascended, which is like a pink color, pink red. And then there's legendary gear, which is very difficult to grind for. But there is effectively no gear treadmill. That means the next time an expansion comes out, there might be a higher level to go to. Actually, I don't know if there's a higher level to go to. Next time an expansion comes out, there'll be more content, but you're not going to have to grind for more gear. This gear that you get from the very beginning of the game, as soon as it's max level, it's pretty much relevant in most content. There's diminishing returns when it comes to getting better gear. Once you have your build, you're kind of set. No running 30-minute plus 10s magical, exactly. So this is a fantastic game for people who don't fucking have time to grind 30 mythic 10 pluses every time. So endgame is, this is an interesting thing. They have dungeons, but it's weird. You can do a dungeon and run through it, and it has mechanics and all that jazz, and then you can go back and explore the dungeon in like, pretend you're playing a dungeon in WoW and you're not able to explore some of the blocked off areas fully. Once you finish a dungeon in Guild Wars 2, you can go back in like an open mode, and you can do quests within the dungeon as like a subsequent dungeon experience. Endgame is fashion, housing, and asserting your dominance. Yep, that's true. Endgame content is like fashion. Yep, this is all true. The fashion in this game is very interesting because there are pay-to-win fashion stuff. You have these gem store. This is how they keep it free to play, or crafting. Yeah, you can dye all of your gear, which is really fucking sick. But let me erase some of these dyes real quick so you can actually see what this stuff looks like. There are all sorts of crazy ass wardrobes and outfits and stuff you can get for your character, and they are actually kind of fucking sick. They're not bad. They're not bad looking. They go on sale pretty often, and you can actually get this stuff for free technically because you can transform gold into the crystals or the gems that are used to buy this stuff. This is like I'm wearing the armor of a fucking Sylvari. Verdant Executioner. Sick as fuck. More ways you can do fashion. You can customize the fucking 8 different types of mounts that you have. Is it 8? Yeah. There is a mount for one endgame mode that is called World v World. Except, that's the thing. World v World is like Tol Barad or Ashran or Wintergrasp, right? Open world type shit where you're sieging objectives. It's just 24-hour PvP. It's fantastic. You can queue into it, team swap around like every week or so, and it's a great fucking time. You can get in squads of 50 people and just fucking zerg objectives, and that's what I've been having a lot of fun with. And then there's actual PvP, which is 5v5. There might be 2v2s. I'm not exactly sure, but you can enter PvP at any level. Like Final Fantasy, you can enter PvP at any level and have access to any build you want, and then just fucking use whatever gear you want. The gear in PvP does not matter whatsoever. There's a separate gear set, and you can just customize it to the way you want. So PvP is one of the best ways to get to know if you're going to want to try out a class. Now, the thing that's kind of fucking crazy about this, the mount system is also peak, 100%. You have a star scale, which is like a raptor that jumps far. You have a Springer, which is like a kangaroo rabbit thing that jumps high, so you can traverse vertically scaled maps. You have this tentacled swimmer, which allows you to traverse over water very quickly. You have a jackal, which can teleport and go through sandy areas faster or something. You have a griffin, which can fly, but it's like the WoW flying, as far as I know. You can't just fly freely like Final Fantasy. You have a funerary scarab, which is a big rolling thing, which is the fastest mount in the game. And there are consistent events around the map where people will compete and get titles and have all sorts of fun, where they'll like fucking GTA their way through the map on their giant funerary scarabs. They're fucking sick. This mount is your Warclaw. This is a mount that can specifically be leveled up in World v World with a separate ability tree that allows you to like help with siege stuff, and you can pounce on enemies and stuff. It's specifically for, you can use it in outside of World v World, but it's specifically World v World. And then there's the Sky Scale, which you kind of have to grind for, and it's a dragon. This is where WoW's dragon flying originated. And then you have Siege Turtle. Siege Turtle is specifically for PvP, or for World v World, for sieging objectives. I don't know how to unlock this, but that's okay.
Knowledge is power.
If you're still here, I'm gonna wait because I might be talking to no one. I'm just doing everything I can to explain this game to you because it's free to play as well. I'm here. All right, it's free to play. The expansions are on sale and they go on 30% off sales pretty often. Something that's important to understand about this game though is in World of Warcraft, you have a paladin archetype and then you have the different specs.
Ready for more.
In this game, you have your base profession that you start off leveling, the character you create, and then as you progress throughout the game, you can unlock these things called elite specializations. For instance, I don't know anything about Elementalist, but these drastically change the way you play your game. Give me a moment, because there's probably better ways to explain this than I can. Elite specs, Guild Wars 2. Is there like a fast video for this? This is 42 minutes long. We ain't watching that shit. Yes, this one's.
What profession or class should you play in Guild Wars 2?
Let's get
cover
to you. What did you play? Hey, what's up, people? Shim, welcome back to the stream, dude. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We're explaining the end game to one of my friends. Let's explain this. This is Guardian. This is like the Paladin archetype. Here's the elite specializations for Paladin.
Got a question? Drop a comment. I always answer them. Let's move on to the Guardian profession. The Guardian is another heavy armored profession that uses holy and light skills to damage foes or heal allies.
Seems
you
familiar,
can compare
right?
a Guardian to Paladin-like classes in other games. The Guardian's
Paladin,
unique profession
right?
mechanics are virtues. Virtues give a Guardian passive bonuses over time, but Guardians can also activate their virtues for an instant effect. The first virtue, Virtue of Justice, burns foes every few attacks. Activate this virtue to inflict burning on your next attack. The
Shaman
second
equivalent. That's an interesting one. Ranger might have Shaman. It might be Elementalist, but that's kind of like a mage. Does Warrior have a Shaman? Let's Google this real quick. We have some people who've played since beta in here, so like they would be able to answer better than I can. The mount system is so peak. People, Shim, I hope you had a fantastic day, dude. It's been a minute since you've hopped in. I hope you've had a great week. Tomorrow's Friday. Very excited for the weekend. It's been a long week, but it's going fast. This game has so much content, but the thing that appeals to me the most is the game respects your time. It's so alt-friendly and casual-friendly. I'm glad I don't have 20-plus dailies to do. Very true. Shaman, Guild Wars 2. Shaman equivalent. Guild Wars 2. It might be close to Elementalist. There's a Revenant, which can have like ancestral spirits, but it's not exactly the same. And then there's also a Druid, so let's go through those real quick. Elementalist is going to be Catalyst or Tempest, so we can go through those real quick because it's, you know, it's got the elemental aspect down.
Let's head on to the next light armor profession on this list, the Elementalist. I've been playing this profession since the release of Guild Wars 2 in 2012, and it's still one of my favorites.
This class
uses the
also is described as like playing a piano to some extent, which, you know, you're a piano player. I think you're going to enjoy this.
power of the elements to deal damage to foes or heal allies. Elementalists share similarities with mages and shamans from other games. The unique
said
professional mechanics
shamans.
of the elementalists are the
Beautiful.
elemental attunements. An elementalist can attune to different elements that change their weapon skills based on the element. Fire gives you heavy damage and burning abilities. Water slows your foes and supports your allies. Air gives you heavy damage and control abilities.
I'm glad
and
I don't
Earth
have,
gives
yeah,
you
keep up
damage
with my
over
raid
time
group.
and
I completely
protection
agree,
abilities.
Jester's
The
lullaby.
Elementalist offers endless possibilities to play. Every
me
element
turn this
gives
up for
you
us,
new
boys.
weapon skills to play around with. The Elementalist, like all other professions or classes, has access to different weapon sets. And each weapon set gives the Elementalist new skills based on their selected attunement. And thus, this gives the Elementalist access to 20 skills at the same time. Therefore, it might not be the best pick for newer players, but hey, don't let that stop you. The Elementalist was my first profession, and it's still my main character to this day. The Heart of Thorns expansion lets the Elementalist unlock the Tempest Elite specialization. This elite specialization deals a good amount of damage, while it can
Holy
also
shit,
be
that
used to
looks
support
awesome.
your allies. The Tempest is able to use a Warhorn in their offhand. The Warhorn is great since it gives the Tempest more supportive and crowd.
Oh, important note here. Yeah, it does suck about Ashes of Creation. That's big doo-doo. ESO, that was one of the games I would swap to every once in a while. There was an important note here from my brain, but I don't remember what it was anymore. It does really suck. I loved ESO. Hopefully it doesn't go too badly, but maybe it will. Maybe it will.
Control abilities. The unique profession mechanic of the Elementalist is the Overload ability. When you stay in an attunement for a brief period, you are able to overload that attunement. This Overload ability is a strong AoE skill that takes a few seconds to channel. Overload Fire turns the Tempest into a fiery tornado that
What
damages
the
foes.
fuck?
Overload Water
You can
turns
spin
you
to
into
win?
a bubble that heals allies and cleanses them from negative effects. Overload
Oh, that's
Air
what I was gonna
summons a
say.
lightning.
Sam, there's no holy trinity in this game. There's no tanks, there's no healers, there's no damage. Everyone can do a bit of everything in general. There are some classes or professions that are going to be better about it, but in general, you can build however you want to play. You can be super selfish if you want. The Guardian class I'm playing right now is a bit more utility oriented. I'm playing Dragon Hunter, so I have a big fucking bow. I can place traps down, and I can attack people from a distance and do AoE damage and type shit. And then I also have a sword and shield in my offhand, so I can swap there. I can do a little bit of slashing, and then I can also put some shields up for my allies and give them boons, which are like buffs, and cleanse their conditions, which are dots. And I can shield them. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy. Even though I have never played this game before, I have such a sense of nostalgia just running around the base human zones. When Guild War 3 got announced, I started looking at this game just to find out it has a Hall of Monuments, which kind of passes on some of the cosmetics and things between all the Guild Wars games. That's fucking awesome. Kind of makes me think of PoE with all the choices. Almost, man. The customizability in this game is really next level, because obviously there's a meta. There are meta builds out there, but it really is just about finding, all right, what's my class fantasy? How do I want to play this? And then, actually, one more thing. Sorry, we're swapping from the video real quick. Along with being able to choose this stuff, like what elite spec you're playing, you select your elite spec in this last thing. So like if I wanted to be a Tempest like that, I could select that. You also have two other little build trees that you do that have multiple selections. So it's kind of like MOP era talents, but like the last tree just drastically changes the way you fucking play the game. Buildcraft is everything in this game. A Guardian, for example, may lean into support, but they can fill any role with the right build. Power, DPS, damage, condition, damage over time, DPS, healer support. Yeah, so power DPS refers to like more upfront damage. Condition DPS is going to be like dots, damage over time. Healer support, yeah, it's super independent, but you can't brick a build like PoE. This is so true. PoE, it's so expensive to respec. If you've gone down a thing, you're going to have to fucking grind forever to fix your build tree or eventually just make a new character. PoE's fucking crazy.
Storm that damages foes, and Overload Earth damages foes and gives you protective boons. The Path of Fire expansion lets the Elementalist unlock the Weaver Elite specialization. This elite specialization can deal a great amount
These
of
guys are
damage.
horrifying
As a
in
Weaver,
Worldly
you can
World.
wield a sword in your main hand. The sword gives the Weaver more
you can use a
damage and
sword?
mobility skills. The profession mechanic of the Weaver is that you can now attune to 2 elements at the same time.
At the
For
same
example,
time?
if I tap into
I mean, I
fire
already knew this,
attunement
but
and
it's
then
cool
into
seeing
air
it.
attunement, you get a new weapon skill. Your weapon skill bar will now have 2
That's so
fire
fucking
skills,
cool.
2 air skills, and a new skill in the middle that has attributes of both elements. This new skill is called a dual attack. This elite specialization adds even more skills to the Elementalist, and it is therefore hard to master. However, the damage output can be insane,
Yeah,
and
they're scary.
therefore it
They
can
will-
be really
I will get
satisfying to play
instantly
the
melted.
Weaver if you play it right. But keep in mind, it does have a high skill level. Moving on to the last elite specialization for the Elementalist. The End of Dragons expansion lets the Elementalist unlock the Catalyst elite specialization. The Catalyst can use a hammer in combat. The hammer allows for
Did I ever check out the Antiquary? That seems like a special secret thing. Is the Antiquary an elite specialization for Thief? No, we're gonna watch this. I think we're actually gonna end up watching this whole fucking video. I'm not gonna lie, it's really cool.
a more melee-focused approach to the Elementalist. The profession
just here
mechanic of the
drinking my Mountain
Catalyst is
Dew.
the Jade Sphere. You can summon a Jade Sphere to create a combo field and use it to grant boons to your allies.
Holy shit.
The effect of this Jade Sphere is based on the Catalyst's current attunement. This can be helpful
Gamer
when
moment,
you are
damn
playing
straight.
with other people.
Zero
Other
sugar,
players
baby.
can use skills in your combo field and benefit from it.
Mm.
If you want to know more about
That's another fucking thing, Sam. In this game, they have this thing called combo fields. So if I put down this combo field, right, it's an area where you can use a skill that is like a combo finisher. So if I use a combo finisher within a combo field, I will get a boon. So like might, which will increase my like critical damage or something. I don't think that's exactly what that does. I think might just increases your power by a certain percentage. But the crazy thing is, you can get buffs off of other people's fields. So if you're in an AoE type situation and a bunch of people put down fields, I'm fairly certain you can use an ability to finish someone else's combo. So you can do a combo finisher for someone else's combo field and get a buff or cleanse a condition or something. It's insane. This game is insane. There's an old video by the looks of it. It doesn't list the elite specs from Visions of Eternity. All right, I mean, I like this guy, but this one's from 1 month ago. I like this guy, Surma Gaming. He's been fucking grinding. He's been doing pretty good. But that video is 40 minutes. This one is 20 minutes, and I like Lurinity as well.
So, it has now been 2.
And Visions of okay, this includes Visions of Eternity. Peopleshim, thanks for looking out, bro. I appreciate you. That is correct. Put down fire as an elementalist, and you have your ranger friend fire arrows through it to get flaming arrows. It's so fucking
Visions of
cool,
Eternity
dude.
came out, and I have been having an amazing time playing it. New story, maps, metas, legendaries, and also 9 new elite specializations. In case you're
Balancing
unfamiliar,
is
elite
crazy for this
specializations
game.
are basically subclasses for the existing 9
Is
classes.
this only the new ones?
An elite spec introduces
This is only the new ones, I think. Unfortunate. Maybe we do have to do the 40-minute video. Shit. I also really like this game's layering. If the version you're on doesn't have a lot of players, it'll ask you to swap. Yeah, that's super cool. You basically are rewarded for participating in group events. This game doesn't have quests in the like traditional sense. There are like main story quests that you can follow, but on your map you'll see these golden hearts that pop up that are like initially empty, and you walk into an area, and while you're in this area you have this task to do, and the task is based on where you are in the world and how it pertains to the world around you. So like initially early on you're gonna get tasks that are like Westfall type shit, where you're gonna be at a field and it's like, oh, there are fucking maggots and big spiders attacking my things. Kill maggots and spiders to fill up this taskbar, but also help me feed my wildlife, help me water the plants, help me change the world around you. And then once you finish that task, you'll get a personalized letter from one of the NPCs talking about how much you contributed to the world and how everything will be different because you're here. It's really fucking sick. You get this currency for doing it called karma, which can be used to buy things from certain vendors around the world. Whether it's like crafting materials, whether it's like alcohol, whether it's like specific pets or companions. It's really cool. This game is, I mean, it's 12 years old, dude. There's so much to explore. All right, I think we're pulling up the big video, y'all. I think we're pulling up the Sirma Gaming video.
Completely. Because the next profession had...
This dude has been fucking killing it. Important advice. We're watching the important advice.
decided to play Guild Wars 2. Or maybe you're returning after a few years away
Big video
and suddenly
time, damn
everyone is
straight.
talking about elite specializations, new weapons and enough builds to make your head spin. There are now 40...
I feel like having this guy's face below this is disrespectful. So I'm gonna turn off the... I'm gonna move the Twitch. I'm not gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna disappear the Twitch chat with magic because this guy deserves his fate. This guy, if you need Guild Wars 2 content right now, Sirma Gaming, he's a fucking beast. He's putting out all sorts of informative content. He's grinding like crazy. He puts out videos, I think, every single fucking day, and he's on that shit. It's great. He's a good guy.
5 elite specializations.
The questing is a bit weird, but I fell in love with it in the short time that I've played it. Same, dude. Let's be honest, a lot of other MMOs have quest run to X, bring it X. Yes, 100%. Guild Wars 2 questing encourages exploration in the world, and you are rewarded for that exploration, which is a refreshing... It's like a breath of fresh air, because like in a lot of MMOs, especially in the early areas, you're like, other than a fucking random rare spawn or maybe a chest, like, you're not encouraged to go into the fucking Jasper, like, deep into the Jasperlode mines. You're going to the fucking Jasperlode mines to get some fucking candles and some gold dust from some, and killing some fucking kobolds. And then you're gonna hearth home. You don't care what you saw. But in this game, you're like, oh shit, there's a fucking vantage point over there. I'm gonna check that out. Oh, there's a quest to do or a task to do right here. I'm gonna go check that out. Oh, I'm over here. I might as well get this fucking waypoint. And then you're 10 million fucking feet away from your personal story, and you're just losing time. Kill the spider and leave. Exactly, 100%. It's time for you to find your fucking class, Sam. And if you don't end up playing, that's okay, because this game is not going anywhere. It's popping off right now. Oh, there's like 5 groups here. I'm gonna wait a minute. Yeah, it's fucking stupid, dude. And that's the other thing about this game. Like, it never feels empty. It's really, really crazy. Even on the early level maps, you will see people coming back. You're rewarded for map completion, and map completion is character specific. So like, you will see max level characters coming back to this level 1 starting zone because they've potentially never been there before. Maybe they never leveled up a Norn, and then a fucking a world event spawns. Like, oh, hey, there's this fucking princess that needs to be escorted, and we need to make sure the centaurs don't fucking kill her, because horses aren't real in this game, but centaurs are. And it's just going to be a giant fucking area in the map, and you can have a bunch, like, fucking as many people as you want join that event, and everyone's going to get rewarded. And it's not just one stage. You're going to escort the princess. Suddenly the princess is at the keep, and you need to protect the fucking keep from the centaurs, because the centaurs know the princess is there. So you're going to have to fortify this fucking keep, and then you're going to have to feed people, and then you're going to have to protect the keep from the centaurs, and then you do like a 5-part fucking world quest, and then you get rewarded. It's a great time. It's so much fun. I found myself joining random world events way more than I ever cared about before in other games, 100%. When Guild Wars 3 comes out, they're not stopping developing this game or Guild Wars 1. They're running all 3 at the same time. Yeah, 100%. And they're also having a special event coming up right now. This game is also free to play up to level 80 with no expansions. You can play the base game. You won't have access to these elite specializations because you actually need to play through those campaigns to unlock them. Except potentially in PvP. I feel like PvP is kind of a soft spot. But yeah, it's fucking great, dude. Let's get this.
45. So how are you supposed to know which one you actually enjoy as a returning or as a new player? That's exactly what this video is for. At the end of this guide, you will know exactly what every single elite spec is all
Soul
about.
Beast.
What kind of player
Soul
it
Beast
is
is
designed
I think
for,
a ranger
how difficult
subclass.
it is to learn,
Welcome
and
back
where
to
it
Stream
currently
Eats.
stands across Guild Wars 2's
I'm
different.
gonna pause just for you. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're looking forward to the weekend, because it's about to be the fucking weekend. Holy shit. J. How Alito. Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. I have 4 legendary weapon kits. Is it worth opening them and choosing a gifts of each type to craft 2 legendary weapons without spending money on gifts? I'll be honest, J. How. I'm a fucking new player, and I'm not qualified to answer those questions, but lucky for you, we have some fucking very experienced people in chat that will probably be able to answer that better than I can. Specifically Trehorny. Gestures, I think, is also very new. Nobody knows more than Time A. All right, this is very true. I'm going to take this question real quick. And I'm going to go over to my paid Gemini subscription. And put it on the pro mode. And I'm going to ask it this question. Hold on a minute. Trehorny, please answer this question. Whisper me the answer so I can tell him the answer. It's a good day. Got me some alcohols. Gonna go to the con this weekend and maybe sell some cards. Let's fucking go. Are you a Pokemon guy? I got a collection. I got a collection. I like my Charizards and Rayquazas, which is fucking horrible. It's a horrible thing to be in. You should use those chest gifts because it is expensive making the gifts. All right, Trehorny's got the answer. Damn, big rich streamer, Gemini Pro mode. I traded in my Google Pixel 7 Pro XL for a new Google Pixel 10 Pro XL, and they gave me a free year. I pasted in your question just for funsies, and it is now summarizing inefficiencies. I had that phone. It's a sick-ass phone. Gemini AI Pro requirement, 100%. I have that new phone too, dude. Everyone's fucking doing it. I bet you fucking have AT&T too, as well, huh? You go to Costco and you see those AT&T guys, and you're like, I have AT&T. I have nothing when I was younger. I have mainly Riftbound, Digimon, and Magic right now. All the past like 2.5 years, dude. Digimon. I was just talking about Digimon yesterday. My fucking dad, my father-in-law was in TikTok chat. We were talking about what's better, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Digimon. Digimon just has guns and Digimon that turn into girls. It's fucking crazy. It's awesome. Okay, Stalker, you do have fucking AT&T. I knew it. Great minds think alike. I haven't checked out Riftbound yet. I have kind of gotten into Magic through Charlie. You know, I like watching them play Magic. It's a lot of fun. They do their box breaks. Charlie, Penguin Zero. Moist Critical. Craft both, create Eternity, sell out on TP Profit. That's a good idea too, people. I'm sorry, I forgot you were in here. Eternity, if you're set to make it 2 legendaries, as Eternity uses Twilight and Sunrise. All right, Eternity is that fucking crazy ass sword, right? Nice. Eternity price on the TP as of the moment, 3,390 gold. Holy buckets. All right, here's my AI response. This is Google Gemini Pro. Oh fuck, I ran out of characters. I ran out of characters really early. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to paste like 4 different things. Oh good lord. Requires full core. Oh good lord. I've made a mistake. Technically, I am an owner of a card shop. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. That's insane. That Colorado Springs is where I just bought cards in Colorado Springs a few months ago because that's where I go to visit family. What the fuck, dude? What is this? Don't stalk me. Certified Time A response, no AI reused, 100%. That's fucking awesome, dude. You need to let me know what that card shop is called. I want to come in and fucking buy a card. I want to buy a card from your store when you open it up. That's so fucking cool, dude. Please let me know when you have that open. I would love to come be a patron of your store. All right. Congratulations on that, by the way. That's fantastic. It feels like that's a really lucrative business to be in right now. Let's finish this video. We're 34 seconds in. At this rate, we'll be finished by tomorrow.
And game modes. So hopefully,
like late tomorrow.
Hopefully you know exactly which profession you want to call your main. Now before we start, there's one piece of advice I always give to new players and returning players alike. Don't choose a profession just because it's currently meta. Really important. Please do not do that. ArenaNet loves balance patches, and honestly, so do I. They keep the game fresh, but they also mean that today's overpowered monster can easily become tomorrow's bench warmer. Instead, choose the profession
fuck is
whose
this?
gameplay and class fantasy make you excited to log in
I've
tomorrow.
never seen this
because
before.
here's the good news.
What are
every
these?
single
Oh, is that for
profession in Guild
pets?
Wars 2 is capable of clearing every...
All right, we know about that. We know about that. All right, we're gonna start with... I'm gonna start with Elementalist again, because I feel like that's the Shaman. The Shaman moves, so Sam can see if there's any Shaman things that he likes, and then if he needs to leave, we can do that.
Instead of fully swapping between elements, Viva blends two attunements together at the same time. That means you could have fire in your main hand and water in your offhand, and add an entirely unique third skill created by combining the two, something like Steam. Now imagine doing that with every
That's
possible
fucking
element
awesome,
of
dude. I
combination.
love to hear it.
Suddenly you have an absolutely enormous toolkit. The result is one of the most mechanically demanding professions Guild Wars 2 has ever seen.
I'm just
but also
enjoying the stream.
one of the coolest. Every fight...
All right, if you insist. I'm going to go insane. I actually need to finish my Heart of Thorns. Mastery is for Claw of Khan-Ur. But you're Sovari, right? So you get that lore maxing. You can talk to the plants in the giant forest.
Ever wanted to play the classic Paladin fantasy, Guardian is probably exactly what you're looking for. Heavy armor, holy magic, protecting your allies, and somehow still
That's
dealing
me.
ridiculous amounts of damage. Guardian is
me.
one of
Guardian
the most
is
versatile professions in Guild Wars
the
2.
best.
Whether you
It
want to
is
melt enemies with
the
direct
most
damage,
loved
burn them
class
down
in
over
Guild Wars
time,
2.
become an unkillable healer, or completely carry your groups through difficult mechanics, Guardian can do it all. Its core mechanic revolves around its virtues. 3 powerful abilities can either help yourself or your entire party depending on your build. On top of that, Guardians have access to some of the strongest utility in the game. Need projectile reflex? Guardian has them. Need stability so your entire squad stops getting knocked around like bowling pins?
That's a lot
Guardian
of
has
mastery
that too.
points.
There's a reason this profession has spent years sitting comfortably near the top of almost every game mode. So let's look at how each
They're just
elite
built
specification
different.
changes that
They're
foundation.
just built different. What can I
Despite
say?
sounding like it only hunts dragons, Dragon Hunter is actually one of the easiest Guardian specs to understand. It
I like
takes your
Dragon
supportive
Hunter.
virtues and transforms them into much bigger, harder hitting abilities. Instead of a quick block, you suddenly throw up a
gotta
massive
fucking
wall that
jump.
protects
gotta
everyone
fucking
standing behind
shield.
it. You also gain access to traps.
You
letting
gotta get
prepare
over
the
here,
battlefield
Virtue,
before enemies
which is like
even
a
reach
fucking...
you. Gameplay-wise, Dragon Hunter is
You
all
can
about
pull people
explosive
towards you, it's
power
sick.
strike damage. It's simple, it's satisfying, and watching enemies walk straight into your trap never gets old. While WvWing has stolen a bit of its spotlight in recent years, Dragon Hunter is still an
Guardian,
excellent
okay,
choice
they're
across every game
instead.
mode.
It's so
If your
true.
idea of fun is deleting enemies before they even realize they're in combat, you probably feel right at home here. Now, if Dragon Hunter is the straightforward option, Firebrand is where Renanet
This
decided
is like
one hot button simply
the
wasn't
Flame
enough.
Zealot.
Instead of improving your virtues, Firebrand replaces them with magical tomes. Each tome gives you 5 entirely new abilities. That's 15 additional skills available whenever you need them. Yes, 15. It sounds intimidating, and honestly, at first it is. But once you learn when to use each tome, Firebrands become one of the most rewarding support specs in the game. Need healing? Open the healing tome. Need stability? There's a tome for that too. Need to save your group after someone accidentally stands in every red circle imaginable? Firebrand probably has a page written specifically for that situation. Can also deal excellent burning damage, making it just as viable as a DPS build, just a different one, a damage over time one. And if you've ever stepped into World vs. World, you've almost certainly seen an army of Firebrands keeping
Firebrands are
50
fucking
players alive at
horrifying in
once.
World v World.
There
You just
are very
literally
few
melt.
professions that can
You want
completely
mad
change
utility,
the outcome
play
of a fight.
Firebrand,
Firebrand is
gotcha.
definitely one of them.
Big brain.
If Firebrand is the holy librarian, WvWing
This
is
is
the
what I wanna
guardian
play.
that
I
drank
wanna unlock
6
this.
energy drinks before leaving the house. This spec throws
So
a lot
true.
of its group-focused support in favor of speed, mobility, and relentless aggression. Your virtues become movement skills that launch you across the battlefield, chaining attacks together almost like a thief. In fact, if someone told me WvWing was secretly a blue thief wearing heavy armor, I'd almost believe them. WvWing is incredibly fast, incredibly mobile, and one of the strongest selfish damage dealers Guardian has ever had. Whether you enjoy direct damage or burning builds, there's a version that performs
Those 2 comments deserve a pause. Lion's Arch at core was good looking, and Lion's Arch you see was rebuilt during Living World Season 1. You even get to vote. You even got to vote for who would be the leader of Lion's Arch. That's fucking sick. Yeah, when you play through the personal story, you'll get to see flashbacks of the old Lion's Arch, which is super cool. And Sam, yes, this community is so incredibly supportive. It is actually next level. I've said it during a couple of streams, but like literally within starting streaming, like very soon after starting to stream, there were so many people, a lot of people that you still see in chat today, who would just come in and they're like, oh, this is a newbie. let's help him out. He wants to lore max. Let's tell him that there's no fucking horses in Guild Wars 2. He wants to learn about X, Y, and Z. Let's help him with that. Let's escort him through dungeons. Let's fucking show him the world. It's next level, man. It really is. I think it's the best part of the game. The community is all incredibly supportive. You won't be lonely in this game if you make an effort to reach out to people. It's fantastic. We get to see the city rebuilt in real time. The construction happened as we watch. That's fucking awesome. It's like even nicer than Final Fantasy, and most people say that's the most friendly MMO. Yeah, dude. Guild Wars 2 community is goated. I have never. Every time horses are mentioned, I just get a ringing in my ears. They're not real. Horses are not real in this game. There's concept art with horses. There's loading screens that were removed from the game that were like in betas that had horses. There's little guys who are riding horses. There's some like graffiti that has like horses with people jousting on them, but they're not people, they're script. That doesn't mean they're any less than people, but you know, they're like, there's wiki articles I think it's called Horsegate in the community. That's what I've called it. That's what I've heard it called. It's Horsegate because it's like there's so many references to horses. There's fucking centaurs, but there are no horse models in the game. There is a legendary weapon called Dawn, which shoots a fucking rainbow horse, but it's not a horse, it's a unicorn, you know? And it says, look at this mystical being. Nothing has ever been seen. The likes of which is unknown. You know, there's references to horses in the books, the 3 books that are written about Guild Wars 2. It's crazy. It's crazy. Horses heavy breathing. Oh, and welcome to Guild Wars 2, Sam and Jester. I hope you enjoy your stay. I completely agree. Maybe we got Sam. Centaurs are half human, half some other thing. Exactly. Just hand wave that shit away. There should totally be a centaur mount. Yes, I agree. And you should be able to name it and customize it like a Warframe type shit. Watch the 4th race in Guild Wars 3 be a horse. It's just a fucking horse would be fucking hilarious. Welcome to the Guild Wars 2, Sam and Jester. Have fun, don't sweat, do what you like, 5 ever. Yeah, dude. You're too deep, Sam.
The addition of Guardian
Now
Spear only made things even crazier, giving the spec even more mobility and sustain. It's always a good pick in ranked PvP and World vs. World, and an outstanding choice throughout PvE as well. If you like pressing buttons constantly and never standing still, it's probably your Guardian here. Finally, we have the newest Guardian Elite specialization, Luminary. Rather than simply upgrading your virtues, Luminary introduces the Forge mechanic, a light-infused transformation that almost feels like a Guardian version of a Shroud. Entering your Forge unlocks an entire new set of powerful abilities that can focus on damage, support or healing depending on how you've built your character.
I want that class so bad. Just play PvP. You'll unlock it instantly.
You can build it
if you have the expansion.
A dedicated support, a full DPS, or somewhere in between. Luminary also gains access to stance skills, giving it another collection of powerful utility, healing.
Oh man, I know we're watching this video right now, but I want to fucking play World v World. Let's finish this video. We can do this. Let's finish this video.
As well for supporting allies as they do for
I have an attention span. I have at least a 45-minute attention
demanding
span.
Guardian specs, but if you enjoy having a lot of options and adapting on the fly, Luminary is incredibly rewarding. It already feels like one of the most flexible professions ArenaNet has ever designed. By the way, consider subscribing if you want to see more Guild Wars 2 videos just like this one.
If I'm not already subscribed, I'm going to subscribe right now. If you guys aren't already subscribed, you should subscribe because this guy's fucking awesome. That is G. I copy pasted G. Wow. Fantastic. How did that happen? I think I accidentally I used my Mac shortcuts. I did Windows copy instead of Control copy. What is this? We have an effing armory of weapons made of flaming light. Choose Luminary. That's so fucking cool.
Now
all these classes are so different. Warriors. They're so sick.
Let's talk about the profession that confuses both its enemies and sometimes
that's gonna have to be a fucking emote. Time AG.
Let's talk about Mesmer. Mesmer is probably the most unique class.
This class, you will never have seen anything like it before. It is... This, like, Sylvari is one of the more unique races you've seen in MMOs, like plant people who are very young and have like a hive mind, but not really. It's like a hive empath type shit. Mesmers are built different. Mesmers are, I mean, you're gonna see, they're crazy.
Best design Guild Wars 2 has ever had, and honestly, I can't think of another MMO that does anything quite like it.
He's copying what I said.
Instead of overwhelming enemies with brute force, Mesmers fight using illusions, clones and phantasms. Half the time your opponent doesn't even know which character is actually you. Then, just
hate 'em,
when they figured it
but
out,
they seem
you've
like fun.
shattered every illusion you created for massive burst damage or devastating conditions. Mesmers also specialize in manipulation, stealth, teleports, interrupts, instant cast
Beat my
abilities,
house,
and
rob
lots
my
of
dog,
support.
and added salt
They
to my
constantly
tea.
bend the rules of combat in ways that make other professions incredibly jealous. The elite specializations are also some of the biggest upgrades over the core profession. So let's start with the Master of Time itself. Chronomancer. If you ever wanted to feel like
Fucking
you're cheating the
Chronomancer.
game, play Chronomancer. Its signature ability, Continuum Shift, lets you mark your current position before rewinding time a few seconds later. Sounds cool already, but here's the broken part. When you return, your cooldowns reset. Meaning you can unload your
I think
strongest
mages can do that
abilities,
in WoW.
then immediately cast them all again. It's one of the most unique mechanics in Guild Wars 2, and although it takes some practice to use properly, it feels incredible once it clicks. Chronomancer can currently fill every role imaginable. Power DPS, damage over time DPS,
Tank?
quickness support, alacrity support, healing, tanking, whatever your
Tanking
group needs,
Chronomancer's
Chronomancer can
crazy.
probably do it. If versatility is what you're after, this one is one of the
Man, this looks
strongest
so
choices
cool.
in the entire game, and that goes for all game modes. Now imagine a Mesmer that
I hate
refuses to get
Mesmers.
hit. That's Mirage. Instead
Or
of performing
Mirage.
a
I
traditional
hate
dodge, Mirage
Mirages.
can dodge while continuing to attack, which sounds fun until you're fighting one. This makes Mirage one of the slipperiest.
You know when you're doing like an old WoW dungeon, vanilla Burning Crusade era, and it's one of those fucking fights where like the boss is like, I'm a master of secrets. I'm gonna make fucking 52 clones, and you're gonna have to kill all of them to find the right person. Mirage can do that. They can make clones of themselves that sit there and attack you, and they don't really disappear until they're dead. It's horrible. Chronomancer is one of the most flexible sword classes in the game, and the trickiest, I bet. Chronomancer, after being added to the game, became required by groups, so everyone was in Chrono Jail until they fixed the balancing. That's crazy. Mesmer's the gaslighting class.
Professions in Guild Wars 2. It excels its condition damage, so damage over time, has fantastic burst potential as well if you play power builds, and rewards players who enjoy constantly
scary.
outplaying their opponents rather than simply overpowering them. It's particularly strong as a roamer in PvP and World vs.
Yes,
World,
they can just
where
disappear.
mobility and
They can put clones
survivability
down
matter
and
just
just
as much as
disappear.
raw damage. Mirage has gone through more balance changes than almost every other elite spec over the years, probably because ArenaNet keeps trying to make it slightly less annoying to deal with or less challenging. I'm not convinced they've succeeded here yet. If clones aren't really your thing,
God, I remember that.
Virtuoso completely changes
Bunker
how Mesmer
Chrono
works.
meta.
Instead of summoning illusions that can disappear at awkward moments, you generate floating psychic daggers around yourself. Then, when the time is right, you unleash all of them in one devastating attack. Simple, reliable, extremely satisfying.
I don't think I've really had
Virtuoso
problems
focuses
with
almost
Virtuosos
entirely
before.
on dealing damage rather than supporting
that
allies.
boss looks
Because its
sick.
daggers don't rely on enemies staying alive like traditional clones do, it's incredibly consistent in raids, fractals, and especially open world. That's one of the reasons it's remained one of the safest and
Run the
strongest
world, don't
DPS
worry-
choices
have
for
to worry about
difficult
enemy
PvE
clones
content
when they're
since it
all on
was
fire.
released. If you're completely new to Mesmer, Virtuoso
Very
is
true.
probably the easiest place to start. Quick question, how many of you still haven't decided? Don't worry, we're only
All
getting
of
to the
us.
weird professions. Now,
I'm gonna make
the
all
newest
these
Mesmer
new
elite
classes.
specialization is Troubadour. Instead of relying on clones, Troubadour get access to magical nodes.
So,
Alongside these nodes,
these
you
are
gain
good-
access to
these are
instruments that
good
continuously provide
class
supportive
summaries
effects in the
people should,
background when you
and
play them.
Gerardi.
Almost like magical companions accompanying your
These are great.
performance. Your utility slots also become tails, essentially Mesmer versions of shouts that provide
Oh,
strong
shit.
buffs and utility to nearby allies. The highlight of the specialization is the Tail of the
Look at that
August
boon
Queen,
bar.
an
Look at those
incredibly
buffs.
powerful ability capable of temporarily sharing invulnerability with your team. Needless to say,
That's pretty good.
Troubadour is much
I was not
easier
expecting
to
an
understand
iDubbbz
than
in this
Chronomancer,
one.
while still offering excellent depth. It shines brightest as a support in PvE, but
guy
can
also
also
looks
perform
Look at that
surprisingly
boss.
well as a
Bone
DPS
Skinner.
or hybrid build across every game mode. Speaking of life and death, let's move from illusions to actually undead armies. If your first thought when entering a fantasy game is, I wonder if I can summon zombies, congratulations, you found your profession. Necromancers command dark magic, corrupt enemy
Like
boons,
bards,
summon dead
Troubadour was
servants,
made
spread
for you.
devastating
Hell yeah.
conditions, and swing some of the biggest weapons in the game. The defining mechanic is the Death Shroud. Think of it as a second life bar. As you fight, you build up life force, allowing you to enter your shroud whenever you need
These
it.
guys are
Inside,
annoying
your
to fight
entire
against.
skill bar changes, giving you
Reapers, I
powerful new
think,
attacks
worse,
while protecting your
but
real health.
Necromancer's
That
strong.
alone makes Necromancer one of the most forgiving professions for beginners. It's tanky, it hits hard, and doesn't require lightning-fast reflexes to be effective. What if Death Shroud, but with a giant
Reaper's
sight? That's Reaper.
fantastic.
Instead of hanging back
It's
and
absolute
slowly
cinema of a
corrupting
class.
enemies, Reapers charge directly into melee combat and start harvesting health bars. Its shroud becomes faster, deadlier, and much more aggressive. You also unlock shouts, giving you instant cast utility that perfectly complements the spec's relentless playstyle. Reaper excels as a selfish DPS in every game mode, whether you prefer massive power hits or condition damage. It's easy to pick up, incredibly satisfying to play, and one of the best introductions to Necromancer as a whole. It is also very good in solo gameplay. If Reaper is the Necromancer that charges into the fight with a giant scythe, Scourge is the one who makes everyone else wish they hadn't shown up. Instead of entering Death Shroud yourself, Scourge sacrifices it in exchange for sand shades. Magical manifestations you place across the battlefield that damage enemies, support allies, and generally make standing in the wrong place a very, very bad idea. At first glance, it feels like you're giving up one of Necromancer's strongest mechanics. In reality, you're gaining one of the most versatile kits in the entire game. Scourge is all about barrier, Guild Wars 2 version of temporary shielding, letting you prevent damage before it happens. Combine that with powerful wound code.
So you can get barrier by doing condition damage? Is that how this works?
Condition damage and some of the best revival tools in the game, and you've got a profession that carries more squads than most people realize. Even after countless balance changes, Scourge continues to be one of the most defining support professions in World vs. World. Entire circs are often built around having a handful of good Scourges keeping everyone alive, and more importantly, stripping wounds from the enemy. In PvE, it remains an excellent support and condition damage dealer, while PvP is, let's just say, ArenaNet hasn't exactly been kind to it lately.
Damn.
Now let's take...
Yeah, you're a plague to the world, plague doctor, if you will. Ooh. Trust me, I'm a fucking scourge.
Everything.
Have you ever wanted to give Anakin Skywalker like sand rather than hate it? Be a scourge, an incredible carry class. Oh shit.
People usually associate with Necromancer and throw most of it out of the window. Harbinger is fast, like suspiciously fast for Necromancer. Instead of using Death Shroud as a second health bar, Harbingers enters a much riskier version that offers incredibly offensive power but very little protection. You're trading survivability for mobility, attack speed, and up.
Am I dead? Am I dying? Nope. I'm still here. I want to play World v World after this, I think.
Ridiculous amount of damage. To make up for that,
No
Harbinger
personal
gains
story
also
today,
access
just
to
World v
Elixir
World, I
skills,
think.
powerful concoctions that buff both yourself and your allies while fitting perfectly into its aggressive playstyle. It's probably the least
7 more
traditional
minutes. We're straight
Necromancer
chilling.
will find. You're constantly weaving in and out of combat, stacking damage, stealing life from enemies, and keeping the pressure on. The addition of Spear also fits Harbinger beautifully, giving it even more.
Never wondered what it would have been like. Must have been like to be Dr. Jekyll discovering you're Mr. Hyde. Be a Harbinger, that's
crazy. While
crazy.
maintaining that relentless pace. If you always liked the Necromancer aesthetics but thought it looked a little slow, Harbinger might be exactly what you're looking for. The newest Necromancer Elite specialization takes a very different approach once again. Ritualist transforms your Death Shroud into a Ritual Shroud, allowing you to summon powerful spirits instead of simply empowering yourself.
More
Each spirit
minions.
has its own purpose. Some focus on damage, others provide crowd control, and others heal
I
and
thought all of
support
those were
nearby
minions.
allies,
Oh my
turning
God.
every encounter into a miniature undead
The
army.
alcoholic
If that wasn't
makes
enough,
it
Ritualist also gains
everyone's
access to
problem.
weapon spells, providing even more
What the
utility and support
fuck,
options
guys?
depending on your build.
These
What makes this
descriptions are
specialization
incredible.
particularly interesting is just how flexible it is. Want to command an army of spirits? Go for it. Want to play a bruiser? That's also viable. Prefer healing your group while your summons do the work? Also possible. It's one of those elite specs that reward creativity, and because of that it already feels at home in every game mode. If summoner classes are usually a thing in MMOs, I'd definitely put Ritualist near the top of your list here.
Sick.
And now, let's move away from
Warrior.
magic completely, because
Yes.
the next profession
The
has a
third
very
class I
simple
boosted
philosophy.
because it was a
if
big
hitting it with a
damage.
sword doesn't work, hit it harder. Warriors don't need fancy
Hit it harder, damn straight. Ever wonder what it's like to be a modern office drone, getting AI to do everything for you? No, because that is my life. I don't need to wonder. That is what I do. Be a ritualist. Your summon ghost can do just about everything you want. Perfect. I get to fucking work from home and then I play Guild Wars 2 with my Claude subscription ritualist from home.
spells or magical illusions or undead armies. They've got a very simple solution to most problems. Weapons.
Exactly.
Lots of weapons.
That
In fact,
is
Warrior
what
can
I'm
wield more
saying.
weapon types than any other professional in Guild Wars 2, giving them incredible variety from the start. The defining mechanic is adrenaline. As you fight, your adrenaline builds up, allowing you to unleash devastating burst skills that are unique to each weapon, whether it's firing a rifle the size of a cannon or flattening someone with a giant hammer.
Even in
Those
death,
burst
they can't
attacks are
escape
some of the
corporate
most satisfying
servitude.
abilities in the game.
Wish I could work from
Warriors
home.
also boasts some of the strongest crowd
better
control
loss
in
than
Guild
these
Wars
dead
2.
people.
If you enjoy stunning, knocking
you
down,
hate things
launching,
hard.
generally ruining someone else's day, you're going to have a great time with this class. Berserker does exactly what you expect.
I
It
wanna
gets
play
angry,
Berserker.
really angry.
Berserker looks
Instead
fun.
of spending adrenaline on regular burst attacks, Berserker uses it to enter Berserker,
maximize
transforming your abilities
efficiency.
into even stronger versions while massively increasing your offensive potential. Everything becomes faster, harder hitting,
I just
and
spin up another
significantly more
agent and tell it what
explosive.
to
In
do.
PvE, Berserker can become one of the highest melee
Spin
damage
up an
dealers
agent
in
to
the
tell my
game,
agent
or
what to
provide
do.
offensive support
Spinning
to
up
his
sub
party
agents.
through quickness. In competitive modes, it often shifts towards a durable
Hit 'em
condition
more
duelist that's surprisingly
Hit 'em-
difficult
hit
to
the dead
take down.
people until they're dead.
Recent balance
That's
updates
how you
have
kill
also put
zombies.
Berserker in a very
Way
healthy
the
spot
Vigil, way
across
the
all
Berserker.
game modes. If your favorite strategy is simply pressing W and making health bars disappear, you probably love Berserker. Spellbreaker answers one very important question. What if my defense was also an attack? Its signature mechanic is full counter, one of the coolest defensive
counter?
skills in Guild Wars 2
Fucking
in my opinion.
Meliodas from
Block
Seven
the
Deadly
next
Sins?
incoming attack, then immediately punish your opponent with a devastating counter
Be a tower
attack.
pillaring
It never
rage.
gets old. Spellbreaker specializes in
We got an agentic coding expert on our team. Are they actually an agentic coding expert? Or are they just a vibe coder who is like more adept at vibe coding? Want to be a towering pillar of rage, fire, and speed? Play Berserker. That's why I boosted one.
stripping enemy boons, disrupting spellcasters, and winning fights through timing rather than overwhelming damage. It's excellent in PvP and World vs. World, where experienced players can completely turn fights around with well-timed counters and boons.
Is that a rock? Can you throw boulders in this class?
In World vs. World specifically, it becomes a staple for dealing with enemy boons, while PvE players still enjoy it as a reliable power
God, is he
DPS
1v
option.
fucking
Easy
3?
to understand, very difficult to truly
What the
master,
fuck?
and endlessly satisfying once it clicks. Alright, time for the anime protagonist. Blade
This is another class I really want to play. The anime protagonist himself is about to fucking use a blade gun. Want to frustrate people in PvP by flat out stopping them from playing the game? I will break... You can't break those spells. I'm gonna break these spells. You can't break those spells. I will break these spells.
Sounds completely changes how Warrior plays. Instead of swapping between two weapon sets, you gain access to the gun saber.
He has experience building building agents apparently, and has worked for a few startups. Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah, if he's worked for a few startups, he definitely, I mean, I'm sure he's worn many fucking hats. That's awesome. I think you're gonna get a lot of valuable experience from working with someone like that. Spellbreaker, more like Willbreaker. You make people want to stop playing PvP in general. That's sick, dude. Let me know how that is. Is Squall Leonhardt from Final Fantasy 7 your role model? Play Bladesworn.
A unique hybrid weapon that's every bit as ridiculous as it sounds, but the real star of the show
8? 8.
is the Dragon Trigger. You can barely move yourself, but you charge up
Look at
one
that, dude.
enormous attack. And
You get
then
to fucking
attempt to
charge
delete
up your
whatever
sword,
unfortunate
man.
creature is standing in front of you. Landing a fully charged Dragon Slash is one of the most satisfying moments in Guild Wars 2 and reaches the highest numbers in the game as well.
Was that
Missing it, satisfying moments in
870k?
Guild Wars 2 and reaches the highest number.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, it's just 87k. Never mind. Small damage. POV me, who does literally 400 DPS. That's an insane number. Also probably the single biggest attack in the game. That's enough mastery hunting. I'm gonna watch you while eating. Sounds good, Drahorny. I appreciate it, man. Home from the walk. Gonna make a pound of chicken and pass out. Sam, thanks for watching, man. I really appreciate it. I hope that you consider giving Guild Wars 2 a shot. I'm not gonna watch this video anymore. I don't think. Now we're gonna fucking finish it. I like y'all's descriptions of it. It's making me laugh. Thank you. I appreciate it. My sore quads are going to they're going to haunt me until I deadlift on Monday. Thanks for sticking around, man. Let me know if you play some Guild Wars 2.
In the game as well. Missing it, well, let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk
because
about
of
it.
how vulnerable you become while charging. Bladesons struggle a bit more in competitive modes, but in PvE it remains one of the strongest burst damage professions available. It's not the easiest specialization for beginners, I would say, but if a giant anime style finishing moves sounds appealing to you, you're going to have a blast with this one. The newest
wanna
warrior
try it.
elite specialization takes the
Paragon.
profession in a much more supportive direction. Instead of focusing purely on your own damage, Paragon introduces chance, new F skills that empower nearby allies while still allowing you to contribute respectable damage yourself. Its unique mechanic revolves around motivation,
If I find the time,
a
I wouldn't
resource
mind
that
giving it another
consistently
chance.
drains your adrenaline in
Have a good night,
exchange for
man.
empowering
Have fun
your
at work
chance
tomorrow.
into even stronger battlefield commands. There's also an echo mechanic
Thank you for
woven through
bringing
the
me to the gym today. I
specialization,
appreciate
causing
you.
many of your supportive abilities to trigger additional effects after a short delay. The result is a warrior that finally feels
You can
like a
res them
battlefield
with a fucking
commander rather
banner?
than simply the person swinging the biggest weapon. Its elite skill, We Will Never Yield, is particularly memorable, temporarily preventing
more
nearby
than duh,
allies
hit
from
things
dying
hard?
altogether. Yes, it's every bit as ridiculous as it sounds. Paragon can comfortably fill support, bruiser, or even DPS roles across every game mode, making it one of the most flexible warrior
This
specs
is
we've ever
crazy.
seen. If you've always wanted to lead the charge instead of simply joining it, Paragon is an easy recommendation. After spending time commanding
Oh
undead
my
armies and
God.
smashing people with giant swords, let's slow down things for a second. Ranger has always been one of Guild Wars 2's most popular professions. You can see it here in my videos about profession popularity.
Hey.
And honestly, it's not hard to see why. If you've ever dreamed of exploring Tyria with a loyal animal companion
What
by
the
your
fuck
side,
is that,
this is the profession
Gwillian?
for you.
What
But
the
don't
hell
let
is
the name fool you.
Gwillian?
Yes, Rangers are fantastic with bows, but they are just as capable of charging into melee with greatsword, axes,
Boneskinner
daggers,
again?
hammers, you name it. Your pet isn't just cosmetic either. There are dozens of different
Look at
pets
that
to collect,
damage.
each bringing unique abilities
40K?
to combat. Learning how to work together with
43?
your companion is one of the defining parts of mastering a Ranger. Once considered one of the weakest professions
You
back
already
at
know if you're
launch,
into Ranger,
Ranger has
especially you
grown
and
into
your
one
cat.
of the
I have
most
4
versatile
cats.
classes in the game. Whether you want to heal, deal damage, or
And 2
dominate
dogs.
open world content,
And
there's
2
probably
frogs.
a Ranger build for you. Let's meet the specializations. If you're the type of player who enjoys being the hero that keeps everyone alive, welcome home. Druid transforms your Ranger into one of the strongest healers in Guild Wars 2. Instead of focusing purely on your pet, your build
Talk about
astral
rolling a
force
Rangers,
while
my man.
fighting,
Do it, dude.
eventually allowing you to enter your celestial
looks like a
avatar
lot
form.
of fun.
Think of it as a temporarily becoming Mother Nature herself. Inside your avatar, your entire skill bar changes into powerful healing spells, crowd control, and boon
Sylvari
support.
Ranger goes hard.
It's incredibly satisfying to watch your entire party survive a mechanic that should have wiped them because
It's for Pokemon players or people who fantasize of having all the cool animals as pets. If big healing numbers makes you go burr, play Druid. Holy shit.
you timed your avatar perfectly. Druid has spent years sitting comfortably near the top of PvE healing, and for good reason. It brings healing, utility, crowd control, mechanic handling, and honestly, nowadays it's
lord.
even a good DPS as well.
You mean a
Sometimes it
Circuit
feels
Ranger
like it
goes
does
hard, needs a
everyone
bow as
else's
big as
job as
me?
well.
That's
World vs.
true,
World has also
100%.
welcomed Druid back into organized groups as a healer, while PvP
Norn-
players often
Norn
use it as
Ranger goes
incredible
hard.
durable duelist, or nowadays even
Druid
as a
Ranger
support.
goes hard.
If supporting your team
Char
sounds
Ranger
more
goes
rewarding than
hard.
topping the damage meter, Druid is an easy recommendation, even though nowadays you can also be top DPS. Now, what if you could simply get rid of your
Soul
pet
Beast.
altogether?
This is
That's
what,
exactly what Soul
Yeats was
Beast does.
talking about
Instead
playing.
of fighting alongside your companion, you merge with it. And
Ooh,
yes,
that's fucking
it's
awesome.
every bit as cool as it sounds. By combining with your pet, you inherit
You're like
some of its
Kiba from
stats and,
Naruto,
more
except
importantly, several
cooler.
of its unique abilities. Suddenly, you become the beast. This solves
You
one
ever
of
wanted to
Ranger's
be-
oldest problems. No more
you like
wondering
healing?
where
Do
your
you
pet
also like
wandered
seeing
off
people
to.
get massive
No
amounts of
more
conditions?
AI
Druid is your
refusing
guy.
to cooperate. Everything is under your control. Soul Beast has
You are your own pet, so if you ever wanted to be the good boy, you're a soul beast. Fang over fang. Fang over fang! Oh, I want to be Hokage. Shut the fuck up, Kiba. No one believes you.
some of the highest burst damage in Guild Wars 2 and remains one of the strongest roaming professions in both PvP and World vs. World. It's also extremely beginner friendly. The gameplay is clean, fast, responsive, and rewarding without being overly complicated. If you enjoy taking matters into your own hand rather than relying on an AI companion, Soul Beast is probably your spec. Soul Beast removes your pet. Untamed says, what if we made the pet even more important? This specialization gives you significantly more control over your companion than ever.
If you are a furry, be a soul beast. No, that's unfair. You like a... I got nothing. Furries have it all. If all the furries were to disappear from the planet, the entire country's infrastructure, specifically like IT infrastructure, would fail. Like the tech world ain't making it out, bro. I'd pump fake Kiba if I saw him. That's so true. He could have been so cool, man. He could have been so cool. We don't dog on Akamaru, though. We like Akamaru.
Instead of merging with it, you're constantly deciding whether to empower yourself or empower your pet. On top of that, Untamed introduces ambush attacks, giving your weapons powerful new abilities after swapping between states. There's a lot going on, and because of that, Untamed has one of the highest skill ceilings in the entire Ranger profile.
We don't talk about Boruto. I like to take Boruto and just pretend it didn't happen, because it's a bastardization of Naruto. What do you mean Naruto, the guy who was all about friends and how his lack of family affected him? What do you mean he's a bad fucking dad? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Naruto did not have parents, but he had parental figures like Kakashi, like Iruka, like Asuma to some extent. He would have been a great fucking father, but you're telling me that he's someone who can't even make time to go fucking to his kids' birthday parties? You're telling me that he's negligent to his kids? And instead of being at home and making shadow clones do work, he's working and sending shadow clones to the birthday parties? It doesn't make any fucking sense. I hate Boruto. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm sorry. I also don't like the art style. I'm sorry, dude. They're like, the way that these characters are drawn, I think it's kind of gross, to be completely honest. Especially the like female children. Yeah, I ain't here for that, bro. That ain't it for me. I'm sorry. I do think that Naruto and Sasuke teaming up against one of the Tsuki was, I think that fight came out the same year that All Might versus All For One came out, and All Might versus All For One won the anime awards. But in my opinion, I think that fight was better. That fight was fucking peak. Naruto and Sasuke in their primes, fucking kicking Momoshiki's ass. That's peak. We got to see peak. It was beautiful. If you like the idea of being in rhythm with your pet being untamed, what do they do to my boy Gar? Hey, we don't talk about that. I'm so sorry. Gar didn't deserve it. Gar was a goat, and then they decided to give him a fucking side swoop. What do you mean, Naruto? The guy wanted to have people with him. The lonely child growing to a great friendship and becomes a deadbeat? Yeah, what the fuck, dude? I don't fucking get it. The only thing I like about Boruto is that my boy Shikamaru ended up with a baddie. True. Shikamaru and Tamari always meant to be together. That's a ship. I feel like the character designs don't vibe with the original Naruto. Completely agree. Sakura, my girl can't catch a break. Sakura and Sasuke. I think there was a Japanese vote recently, a Japanese poll for the worst pairings in all of anime. And you would be surprised to see who fucking won that. Sakura and Sasuke. What the fuck? Sasuke, also someone who grew up without a family because they were massacred by his fucking brother, unbeknownst to him, for, you know, somewhat noble reasons. So it makes Itachi kind of a tragic person. Still a fucking horrible guy because he killed women and children and men of the Uchiha clan. However, he's still my favorite character in Naruto, I'm not gonna lie. I'm an Itachi simp. Yeah, we're saying the guy that also had a similar problem to like Naruto and Gaara, that didn't grow up with a family, that kind of got fucked up. You're telling me that he also isn't going to care about family as much? You're telling me that he's going to mail a nut? He's not even gonna be there for the conception of his child. He's gonna fucking do it with his Rinnegan. He's gonna use his Rinnegan to teleport nut into Sakura and to make Sarada. That's my headcanon. That's never happened. They never conceived Sarada. Sasuke just uses Rinnegan ability to teleport it in there. I don't know, dude. That's also another relationship that's horrible. Why did this happen? Why did Boruto do this to my goats? I know Sasuke's a lot of people's goats. I think Sasuke was kind of crazy, but he's sick as fuck. He's an Uchiha. Madara, Itachi, Obito, Sasuke, Shinsui. I mean, those are goats. No fucking doubt about it. Manga Sakura is more competent than anime Sakura. Yeah, the filler in the Boruto anime did fucking it did damage. It did unrecoverable damage. Except that time thing. There's a time travel arc where like Boruto hung out with Naruto and Jiraiya. That was pretty cool. I didn't actually watch it, but I've heard about it. She would eat anime Sakura for breakfast. Yeah, I believe it. Uchihas are always so cool. 100%. Uchihas are goated. I wish the Byakugan got as much love as the Sharingan. Yeah, but what if we killed Neji? What if we killed Neji? I think that's a better response. Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, especially since Byakugan is something that the Itsuki used. You know, it's one of the ocular powers that like leads. It kind of evolves to the. It's one of the dojutsu that evolved to like the Boruto type shit. It's, I don't know, dude. This it makes me so mad. Naruto was my first love. That is my first manga love. I like Dragon Ball Z a lot. I watched Dragon Ball Z abridged, but like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, they're pretty interchangeable. But Naruto, I think it might be #1 for me of all time. And Boruto just makes me think of what about the glory days? I remember going to fucking Walmart when Naruto Shippuden was coming out. You can ask one of my friends this. In fifth grade, the second Toby showed up, I looked at him like, that mask. I bet that's fucking Obito. I said that in 5th grade, when the manga was still coming out. Before, like, I knew it. I felt the fucking instincts for that shit. Making me mad. I'm getting fucking hyped up because they fucking did Naruto dirty. Naruto is the manga that makes me foam about potential. As a kid, I bought the Leaf Village headband. Dude, I wanted to dress up like an Akatsuki. I never did. When Walmart still had book sections. I think they still do now, but it used to be they had book sections like at the front of the store, like a little area you could walk around in. Every time I went there, I'm like, all right, parents, go do the shopping for whatever we need. I'm going to go read an entire Naruto volume. And I bought one once. I don't remember which one it was. It was probably during the Gara retrieval arc, so it was pretty early on in the publications. But I read it in a day, and I was like, can I return this? I didn't have a concept of collecting things that I read. Nowadays, if I read something or listen to something, I collect it so I can display it as a trophy of the knowledge I've digested, you know? Except for manga. There's too many manga that I've read to actually reasonably do that right now, unfortunately. I don't have enough shelf space. I don't have enough fucking money to buy all the manga that I've read. So I've just read it online. Let's continue this video. We've almost made it. 20 more minutes.
Fashion. In the right hands, it's terrifying. It can deal excellent damage, supporting allies, play a bruiser, or dominate duels in competitive modes. It's definitely not the easiest ranger specialization to learn in competitive modes, but in PvE it's actually pretty straightforward and very strong. But if you enjoy mastering complex mechanics that constantly reward good decision making...
Also, I would just like to say, I'm so happy to hear that other people are excited about Naruto. I've had a few friends like IRL who are like Naruto in it. My wife, I think one of her first tattoos was the Jiraiya scene, and she got it right here. And I told her he wasn't gonna die when she was watching it for the first time. I said, no, he's not gonna die. He's not gonna die. And then about 10 seconds later, she looked at me. She's like, David, is Jiraiya gonna? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that was a rough one. Jiraiya's our daddy. If you ever want to be the rangeriest ranger that ever ranged a range, be a Gale Shot.
Untamed
we'll get there eventually. We're almost a Gale Shot.
Definitely the correct choice for you. The newest Ranger Elite specialization finally embraces that what...
People Shim, are you the writer of this video? You can be honest. If you know what was coming up. You're looking sus. I think you're this guy. Gale Shot is Ranger squared.
Many players always imagined Ranger would become. A true master archer.
Sick.
Gale Shot introduces the Cyclone Bow, a third weapon set that can be summoned at will using your profession mechanic.
This is
Unlike
scary.
your regular weapons, the Cyclone Bow uses a limited number of magical arrows. Once you fired them all, you will need to generate more before unleashing another barrage. It creates a really satisfying rhythm of building resources before spending them on devastating attacks.
This seems pretty scary.
The entire specialization revolves...
That's not Jormag. Jormag's an ice dragon, right? That's not Jormag. Why is Jormag on fire? This is Ryland, a champion of Jormag. Who the fuck is that? Spoilers, I'm not gonna look. Don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about it.
We'll be summoning tornadoes, firing...
Don't tell me who it is.
Piercing arrows across the battlefield and finishing enemies with incredibly powerful charged shots.
I don't want to see spoilers.
Utility skills further reinforce that fantasy, offering strong offensive tools.
I'm looking at the skills, but I'm not looking at anything else.
Unlike Druid though, Galeshot isn't interested in healing anyone. This specialization is almost entirely focused on ranged DPS, and honestly Guild Wars 2 hasn't really had a dedicated long-ranged archer fantasy quite like this before.
They should have told us there are spoilers in this video.
And deleting enemies with pinpoint accuracy.
This looks like a fun class though. It seems pretty cool.
Favorite profession. Still haven't found your class?
Yay.
Don't worry, the next profession solves almost every problem the exact same way. Stab it. If Ranger is about careful planning, Thief is about making terrible decisions very quickly. Thief is Guild Wars 2's assassin. Fast, fragile, deadly. Instead of relying on traditional cooldowns, most of your weapon skills use initiative, a resource that constantly regenerates. That means you can spam your strongest attacks if you really want to. Assume you don't mind having absolutely nothing left afterwards. The profession also has access to more stealth than almost anyone else, allowing experienced players to completely control when and where fights happen. Support? What's that? Thief's philosophy is pretty simple. My teammates can support themselves. Luckily, it deals enough damage that people usually forgive it. With one big exception that we get to in a second.
Big damage.
If regular Thief wasn't mobile enough for you, Daredevil says, how about another dodge? Literally, you can get a third dodge roll, along with several ways of modifying your dodge into an offensive or defensive tool. Some builds deal damage every time they dodge, others use dodges to ignore crowd control. Either way, you're constantly moving. Daredevil has remained one of the best roamers in Guild Wars 2 since the day it launched. It's phenomenal in PvP and World vs. World, while PvE players enjoy it as a straightforward power DPS.
You like martial arts? Be Daredevil. I do like martial arts.
Incredibly squishy though. But if someone can't hit you, does it really matter? If your favorite defense is simply not being there anymore, you will absolutely love Daredevil. Daredevil punches people in the face. Deadeye prefers to do it from the next postcode over.
It's high
this
noon
specialization
somewhere.
turns your thief into a deadly sniper, introducing the mark mechanic alongside the iconic rifle. Once you've marked the target, every shot becomes more lethal. You'll be weaving together careful positioning, stealth, and devastating precision attacks to eliminate enemies before they can even reach you. Despite its slower pace compared to Daredevil, Deadeye remains one of the highest DPS professions in all game modes if you play it correctly. It's also incredibly rewarding for players who enjoy planning their attacks rather than improvising. Just don't expect it to bring much support either. You're still a thief after all. If someone told me years ago that ArenaNet would turn Thief into a support, I would probably have not believed them. And yet, here we are. Spectre is easily the biggest departure from the traditional Thief playstyle. Instead of focusing purely on assassinating enemies, it channels shadow magic to protect and empower its allies. Its defining mechanic is the Shadow Shroud. Much like the Necromancer's Death Shroud, it gives you a second health bar and replaces your entire skill bar with a new set of abilities. The difference? These abilities don't just hurt your enemies, they can also shield, heal and support your teammates. That alone makes Spectre significantly tankier than every other elite specialization. It's still perfectly capable of dealing excellent damage over time, but now you also have the option of becoming a full healer or hybrid support.
Supporting others from the shadows,
definitely one of the more underrated elite specs in Guild Wars 2. Not because it's weak, but because support Thief isn't simply what most people expect. If you love the Thief aesthetic, but wished you could contribute more to your party than just damage, Spectre is absolutely worth trying. Now let's talk about one of the weirdest elite specs ArenaNet has ever designed. Antiquary asks one very simple question. What if Indiana Jones became a thief? Instead of stealing boons or shadow stepping around the battlefield, Antiquary collects mysterious artifacts through its profession mechanics. The catch?
What the fuck?
You don't always know exactly which one you're going to get. Each artifact offers different effects, encouraging you to adapt your playstyle on the fly. Some players are going to love that, others are going to absolutely hate it. And honestly, that's perfectly fine. Not every elite specialization needs to appeal to everyone. On top of that, Antiquary gains access to double-edged skills. They can be activated multiple times while they are on cooldown for even stronger effects. Sounds amazing, right? Well, there is a catch. Push your luck too far and those skills can backfire spectacularly, applying negative effects to yourself instead. It's essentially a risk versus reward minigame built directly into profession. High risk, high reward. Very fitting for a treasure hunter. Despite its unconventional mechanics, Antiquary is surprisingly versatile. It can perform extremely well as a power or condition DPS in PvE, while also offering support and bruiser options in competitive modes. At the moment though, it's the strongest home is definitely PvE. If you enjoy adapting to unexpected situations rather than memorizing one perfect rotation, Antiquary is going to be right up your alley. We've now covered assassins, holy warriors, necromancers and master archers.
Outlaw gets a little bit of gambling in World of Warcraft for Rogue.
Appeal to you? What if you simply want to throw giant fireballs at everything? Well, welcome to probably the most intimidating profession in Guild Wars 2.
Alright, Elementalist we're gonna skip since we saw a lot of this, except for Evoker. Or we'll look at Catalyst and Evoker because I don't think we looked at these. I have a theory about being an Antiquary. about Antiquary. I think it was originally supposed to be a gambler, but that would have upped the game's rating because gambling bad for kids, so Antiquary. I think that's a good theory. That makes sense. There's already gambling in this game, though, in many aspects, but we can't actually say it. We can't use that word. We don't allow that word here. As a thief, it's weird that the rating isn't higher, to be honest. We fight undead loved ones to some extent, you know? As a thief, I wish it would lean into the Indiana Jones vibe or the gambler one, like cards and stuff, but they merged it together and it feels like it should have either leaned one way or the other. Interesting perspective. I don't know enough about it, but I see that being the case.
The Jade Sphere. Every time you deploy one, it creates a powerful elemental field, granting boons, enabling combo finishers, and strengthening both you and your allies. It sounds simple because it is, and honestly, that's one of Catalyst's greatest strengths.
My main elementalist if you like complexity while blasting things with fireballs. What more do you need?
It simply enhances everything that already makes core
class that is always in their down
As a
state.
result, it comfortably fills multiple roles: power DPS, condition DPS, quickness support, competitive duelists, even world versus world backline support. There's a reason Catalyst has remained consistently popular. It just works. If you enjoy having lots of options without dramatically increasing the profession's complexity, Catalyst is a fantastic choice. Quick insert: if you want to purchase any DLC to get access to any of the shown elite specs, consider using my referral links in the description down below.
Catalyst if you like AoEs and boons coming out of your ears.
Support me for no additional cost for you. Thank you in advance. Now we've arrived at one of the newest, and in my opinion, one of the most creative Elementalist elite specs yet. Imagine if Elementalists from Pokemon had a baby. That's basically Evoker. Instead of relying solely on your own elemental powers, Evokers introduce 4 powerful familiars, each representing one of the classic elements.
How did he live that?
Firefox specializes in burning enemies with devastating condition damage. The Air Hare focuses on burst damage, Water Otter supports heals and nearby allies, and the Earth Todd excels at defense, sprouts control, and survivability. You choose which familiar accompanies you before entering combat, and each one subtly changes how the specialization plays. They're not permanent pets like a ranger's companion. Think of them more as magical partners that enhance your chosen playstyle. Evoker also gains access to powerful meditation skills. On their own, these abilities are already strong. Pair them with the matching familiar and they become even stronger. But perhaps the most fascinating mechanic is specialized elements. Instead of swapping freely between humans like every other elementalist, you can choose to lock yourself into a single element.
Oh, interesting.
Sounds like a downside, until you realize your weapon skills recharge dramatically faster, allowing you to unleash the same devastating attacks over and over again.
Sick as hell.
It's a completely different way of thinking about Elementalist, and honestly, it works surprisingly well, at least in PvE. Evoker has quickly established itself as one of the strongest and most flexible specs in Guild Wars 2. Whether you're looking for top-tier DPS, excellent support, or competitive play, Evoker has a build that can do it. And perhaps most importantly, it feels generally different.
Sorry, I wanted to finish this before I read these things. If you want simplicity over complexity, then Evoker. Also cute spirit animal companions. The argument centered around the visual style of Thief doesn't match a thing, and some people were like, you should be glad. LOL, I'll play Thief for Antiquary. When thieves, including me, were so annoyed how half-hearted it felt, the skills don't feel cohesive to a single version, they just put it there as a main class instead of thief mains. Which thief mains don't like, as we enjoy the class fantasy of a selfish, edgy DPS. That makes sense. And now Antiquary is the least played class in the game. I mean, I get it. That's understandable.
Not just another variation of existing Elementalist gameplay, in my opinion. Revenant. Imagine borrowing the powers of legendary heroes from Tyria's
Revenant
past.
Seems
not just
fantastic.
learning about them, actually channeling them.
Revenant
That's
seems
exactly
really
what Revenant
cool.
does. Instead of choosing individual utility skills like every other profession, Revenant summons legends. Powerful historical figures that completely replace your utility bar. Want to become an assassin? Channel Shiro. Need incredible healing? Call up Anventari. Want to become an unstoppable dwarf that simply refuses to die? There's a legend for that too. This means Revenant has a little less build freedom than most professions.
You like Death Knights?
Every
Well, we
single
had a Death Knight
legend
at
is
home.
complete. To balance these incredibly powerful abilities, Revenants don't rely on traditional cooldowns alone. Instead, they also need to manage energy. Some abilities consume energies instantly, others consistently drain it while they're active. Learning when to spend and when to save your energy is what separates good Revenants from great ones. It might sound intimidating at first, but after an hour or two it becomes surprisingly natural in my opinion. And once it clicks, Revenant becomes one of the smoothest professions in the entire game.
Revenant and
There's one
Mesmer
elite
just seem like the
specialization
most
that perfectly
unique
represents everything Revenant does well, it's Herald. Herald introduces
overall
the legendary
professions
dragon
in this
Glint,
game.
giving you access to powerful facets that constantly provide buffs to yourself
Oh,
and
that's
your
where
allies.
those
The
come
beauty
from.
of Herald is
Holy
that it's incredibly easy to understand.
buckets.
Keep your facets active and power your team. Choose the right moment to consume them for an even
You can be
stronger
a dragon.
effect. Simple, elegant, extremely effective. Herald can comfortably fill any role in Guild Wars 2. Power DPS, condition DPS, quickness support, healing, hybrid builds. It generally does a little bit of everything. It's
looks
also
so-
very strong professional
so
in competitive modes where experienced Heralds can completely control teamfights through their combination of damage and support. If you're completely new to Revenant, this is the specialization I'd recommend
You wanna be
starting
support while
with.
being an
While
edgy
Herald
deathknight?
focuses
Be a
on
Herald.
empowering your
Hell yeah.
allies, Renegade brings reinforcements. Instead of channeling another traditional legend, Renegade summons members of Kala's warband onto the battlefield. Think of them as a temporary spectral soldier
Yo.
who fight along your side.
That's fucking
Each
awesome.
one offers something different. Some bombard enemies from range,
This
others
is like
protect allies.
Diablo
Some simply
Ancestral
hit things
Kings in
really hard.
Yeah,
Renegade
Ancestral
also
Kings
becomes
for,
famous for another
barbarians
reason.
in
It can
Diablo.
provide alacrity, one of the most
Oh,
valuable
shit.
boons in Guild Wars 2,
I like
with
that.
surprisingly little effort. That alone made it a PvE staple for years. Today, Renegade still performs extremely well as a support and damage dealer, although it demands a little more attention to your energy management than Herald does. If you enjoy commanding a small army while still fighting on the front lines
Oh, you
yourself,
wanna be
Renegade
friends?
is a
Have
fantastic
friends, but they only
choice.
exist in your
Now,
head? Be a
imagine
renegade.
combining a Revenant with a Dragoon
Renegade.
for Final Fantasy. That's basically Vindicator.
Holy
Instead
shit.
of normal dodge roll, you launch yourself into the air before crashing down onto the battlefield. Depending on your build, that landing either devastates your enemies or massively supports your allies. It's easily one of the flashiest dodges in Guild Wars 2,
What the
and somehow
fuck?
it never gets old. Vindicator is also one of the more approachable Revenant specializations. Its gameplay is clean, its objectives are obvious,
Final
and
Fantasy's
despite
Dragoon
looking
class, I
spectacular,
got
it
good
isn't
news for you.
overwhelmingly
Hell
difficult
yeah.
to learn. Power DPS builds remain mostly popular in PvE, while supporting Vindicators can carve out a respectable place in competitive modes as a durable frontline healer. If you've always wanted to leap dramatically into battlefield instead of casually rolling away, Vindicator is probably your spec. The newest Revenant Elite specialization takes the entire legend system and turns it on its head.
Conduit.
Instead of introducing another standalone legend, Conduit empowers the one you're already using.
Oh.
Alongside the mysterious Rasa, every second legend you pair with the Conduit becomes significantly stronger.
Oh,
Running
yo.
Shiro, your offensive potential skyrockets. Using Mentari, suddenly you're an even better healer. Paired with Chalice, now you become an incredible
Wanna really
durable
focus on a
cruiser.
role?
The
Conduit has you
specialization
covered.
doesn't tell you how to play. It
Fun
simply
fact.
amplifies the fantasy.
The legend for Renegade is Kala Scorchrazor, a revolutionary female Char who broke away from the Flame Legion, leading a revolution that contributed to Char's history. That's fucking bussin'.
You've
Hell yeah.
already chosen. That's such a clever design. Because of that flexibility, Conduit comfortably fills almost every role in Guild Wars 2. Power DPS, condition DPS, quickness support, healing, bruiser builds, whatever your group
We're
needs,
almost there.
Conduit probably has an answer. If you enjoy experimenting with builds and discovering powerful
I think it's
combinations,
just engineer
you're going
left.
to have a
Let's
lot of
fucking
fun
go.
here.
We're
We've
actually
now
gonna
covered
make it.
warriors, mages, necromancers, assassins, even legendary heroes. But what if the solution to every problem is, hold on, I built something. Engineers have one of the strangest reputations in Guild Wars 2.
That's
Ask 10
exciting.
veterans
I
about the
would like to
profession and
finish
at least
leveling my
5 of them will
Revenant, or
tell
maybe
you, oh, that's
create
the
a new
difficult one. They're not entirely wrong, but they're also not entirely right. Engineers don't swap weapons during combat like most professions. Instead, they build their own. Through kits,
They build
engineers
their
can
own.
temporarily replace their weapon with flamethrowers, grenades, bombs, elixirs, toolkits, and more. Every kit effectively gives you 5 additional weapon skills.
Char
So
Red
yes,
makes a
if you
lot of
equip 4
sense.
kits,
So just level that one.
congratulations,
Will
you now
do.
have
Are you a
around
nerd? Can
20
you play
extra
piano?
buttons to press.
Engineers are speaking to you.
Fortunately, you
I
don't
am a
have to
nerd.
play
I
that
can't
way.
play piano.
Modern Engineer has plenty of simple builds too. At its core, Engineer is all about creativity. No other profession feels quite as much like you are solving problems with gadgets you've thrown together 5 minutes before the fight. Scrapper asked one important question. What if Engineer discovered giant hammers? Alongside its trusty function gyro, Scrapper becomes a surprisingly durable frontline brawler. The gyro can revive allies, finish down enemies, and generally make your life much easier. But Scrapper's real signature is super speed. No profession hands out this much movement
Bro, I'm
speed.
champion
Once you've
of
experienced
Primordius.
zooming
Uh-oh,
around
this looks
the
really
battlefield
similar to
faster
that.
than anyone else, it's
So that's who
surprisingly
that big
difficult
dragon
to go
was.
back.
Spoilers!
Scrapper remains one of the defining support professions in
Spoilers!
World vs. World, while also performing admirable as both a power DPS and quickness support in PvE.
Scrapper
if you
looks
enjoy
fun,
helping
it
your
does,
team
right?
without giving up aggressive melee combat,
Are you a nerd
Scrapper
that can
is an
take a beating?
excellent
Grab a
choice.
hammer, 'cause
If Scrapper
Scrapper's
builds
here.
machines, Holosmith becomes one. Instead of gaining another
Holosmith seems
gadget,
fucking
you unlock
awesome.
the
I've
Holo
seen
Forge.
Breathe Deeper
Think of
play
it
it
as
a lot.
temporarily equipping an entire
Do you
new
like
weapon
thinking while
made of
playing? Do you
pure
wanna
light.
feel like you're
Its
a big brain
attacks
guy?
hit
Play
incredibly
NG.
hard. Look, absolutely spectacular, and slowly build your heat meter. Too much heat and you will overheat, which is exactly as painful as it sounds. Managing that heat creates a really satisfying rhythm. Build it, spend it, cool down, repeat. Holosmith is one of the flashiest DPS professions Guild Wars 2 has to offer. Explosions everywhere, lasers, energy blades, it's basically what happens when an engineer watches too much science fiction. If looking cool is an important part of your class choice, Holosmith absolutely delivers. Now we arrive at the specialization that probably introduces more new players to engineer than any other. Mechanist, or as I like to call it, engineer with emotional support.
I was into Star Wars
Instead of
lore
relying
for a
on
little
complicated
bit.
tool-based skills,
Want to be
you
Green
trade
Lantern?
them for
It seems like a
customizable
mix of
chain
both,
mechs.
for sure.
And yes, it does a lot of the work for you. That's exactly why Mechanist became so popular. It's approachable, reliable, and incredibly forgiving. You can customize your mech through traits to focus on damage, support, or tankiness, making it one of the most beginner-friendly elite specializations in the entire game. Competitive modes haven't been nearly as kind to it. Your mech isn't exactly known for making brilliant tactical decisions. But in PvE, Mechanists remain an outstanding choice for new and returning players alike.
If you've ever wanted for you. Thanks for the translation, bro.
Ranger,
I didn't know that's what it meant.
The closest you will get. Finally, we arrive at one of the newest and most fascinating engineer elite specializations,
Mercury?
Amalgam. Instead of simply building machines, you become one through its mercurial molds. Amalgam transforms
Mercury. Holy shit.
into powerful morph abilities, allowing you to shift between different forms depending on the situation. Each transformation dramatically changes how you approach combat, making the specialization feel almost like several professions rolled into one.
Amalgam is fucking rad. This is fucking rad, dude. I don't know if you've seen Fate, but that guy is able to
smart resource management.
manipulate.
There's a lot going on here, which means Amalgam definitely isn't the easiest engineer spec to learn, but if you enjoy highly adaptable gameplay, it's incredibly rewarding. It can fill all power damage, condition damage, bruiser builds, everything is in the kit.
Mercury
Support
is really cool.
Its strongest
It's
role,
slime
but that is also
time.
possible. Not
Amalgam
every
is weird, but
specialization
unique
needs to
spec.
do everything perfectly
Sick.
well, I would say. Amalgam has already established itself as an incredibly strong competitive pick while remaining a fantastic DPS option for PvE. And there we have it. Every single profession, every one of the 45 elite specs today. And hopefully a much easier decision for you than when you clicked on this video. Remember, there isn't a wrong profession in Guild Wars 2. Every class can complete every piece of content in the game.
To the end.
The best class isn't the one sitting at the top of a benchmark website after the latest balance patch. It's the one that makes you excited to log in tomorrow. So pick the fantasy that speaks to you. Learn it, master it, and most importantly, have fun with it. If this guide helped you decide what to play, I'd really appreciate if you left a like. It generally helps more players discover the channel and tells YouTube that this guide is worth recommending. And if you want more Guild Wars 2 guides, build videos, news, and beginner-friendly content, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future uploads. Also, let me know down in the comments which profession are you going to main now. I'm genuinely curious to see what everyone picks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Tyria.
Let's see what Antiquary had to compete with. Antiquary released with Amalgam, Evoker, and Ritualist. Damn, dude, that's fucking rough. Let's go. It's okay. I still have the Indiana Jones fantasy. Understandable. I think it's an understandable fantasy to look into. Frankenstein is the best Fate character and Soul Calibur character since they did a crossover. Is that real? I didn't fucking know that. I've been playing Fate Go for a while for the anniversary. I've been playing for quite a few years, but that's fucking sick. I didn't know that. All right. Fuck, I don't want to keep. I'm gonna swap over to Guard Maze so I can do some World v World. Just a little bit, just a little. I just need a little hit of World v World. You know, I do love the fantasy. I just wish the design direction for it was a bit more focused. Yeah, understandable. Understandable. How are we doing? What is this? I'm gold now. Let's fucking go. 115 minutes remaining in the current skirmish. Oh, this is... Can I join skirmishes? Is this a thing? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, did these just start? Those scores seem pretty low. That's kind of how I felt about Catalyst as an Ellie main. They can't all be winners, I suppose. Yeah. That's fair. You know? Introducing class variety while like appealing to the original class fantasy. You know, you got to take risks, you know, and Guild Wars 2 wouldn't be the kind of game it is without taking some risks that might, you know, some risks that people might not agree with. Makes you want to hit them with a hammer made of mercury. That's what I'm saying, dude. Engineer sold me at the end. That looked pretty cool. Hollowsmith and Amalgam both look fantastic. What the fuck am I doing here? Cannot carry more supplies. Fantastic. Is there any squads anywhere? Should I just go straight to Eternal Battlegrounds? True, not everything can be. Yeah, amalgam is what we fought a lot in World v World. Really? I didn't even notice because I have everyone's abilities turned off. I guess everyone talking shit during World v World Rush wasn't a good player retention strategy. Not enough left. Rip. I have noticed there's a lot of them in World v World. I have not, which is for obviously I'm not paying enough attention. Is there no one here? Looks like Spelding Clearcut is under attack, but I'm gonna have to go down there, and let's teleport to Overlook. You did choose you did choose GWiz as your battle guild. I should have. Yeah. It's a dead time. I can join you. Sick as hell. Get in here. Get in here. It's time to do a little bit of PvP, baby. World v World, then go to matching. This thing. How the fuck do we, what the hell? I'm in here. You said go to matching. What the heck is matching? Is that Obsidian Sanctum? Matchmaking, this one. Matchmaking lockout is active. Teams are being assigned. Rip. It's time to make a new character and join. Do it, dude. Do it. I'm just kidding. We're not going to play that much longer, I don't think. It's 11:06 already. And even though tomorrow's Friday, I do still have some I have some work I need to get done. So it's going to be a slightly earlier start for me. How long have we been streaming? It's been a really fun stream. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I really appreciate y'all's time. Yeah, I can't get in here. I can't get in here, man. Unfortunate. You didn't choose GWiz? What? Do I have to choose it in there? I thought I just had to represent them. That is pain. Fucking rip, dude. All right. Thank you for the stream. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much, Peopleshim. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for talking and offering commentary on the video. I thought that was really funny. You had to choose there before lockout. Fucking rip. I guess I'll have to wait for the next one. Good night, peeps. This was the most I was able to catch a stream this time. It was a good time. Jesters, I appreciate you hopping in, man. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe you found a new main class to try out. It might be time to hop off. I think today we did a little bit of watching. We just had a fun little stream, but I got off to a late start. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm probably gonna stream Saturday. So I'll catch you guys. I think I'm gonna also call it a night. I appreciate you hopping in. Sorry for swapping last minute, Trehorny. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go get some sleep. It's late. Thank you all again so much for joining today. I greatly appreciate y'all's time. I am extremely lucky to be able to share my nights with such wonderful people and enjoy this wonderful game with y'all. Thank you for being incredible. I'll be on a lot more Friday and Saturday. Might try to join y'all in World v World. Yeah, dude, we'll fucking get it. Hell yeah. I'll try and set up Discord so we can actually get in there and maybe we could squad up. I'm thinking about buying the commander title. I have enough currency, but I would just need to buy the gold, but I think that'd be fine. Or we have to wait till, or else hopefully you get assigned to the same place as GWiz, or else we'll have to wait 6 weeks till the next World Shuffle. Holy fuck, that's gonna be horrible. That would really suck. Hopefully not. Otherwise I'm gonna have to make a new character or something. Alright, y'all. Catch you tomorrow. Catch you the next day.
Gold, right?
Buenas noches, guys.